Hello, everyone. Unannounced show. Just going to have a little fun tonight because apparently I need to charge these people some kind of a royalty or something for living in their gray matter. They cannot seem to get DJ out of their heads. It's insane in the membrane. I mean, we got one guy, we got actually three people across the pond, two of which can't seem to even go a day without talking about crime analysis 101 and how deplorable we are. We're just horrible people. And, one just made this, we've already been through this, people saying that, I'm a convicted felon. I can't possess a gun. Wish I carry a gun every day. I was never a detective. You guys have heard all this crap. You even have my children sit here and say, these people are out of their minds. Now they are so desperate. This admitted psychopath and sociopathic nut job, and I have it. He's absolutely nuts. He admits it, says he can't even go outside. I can't go out of the house. People need to be afraid of me. He threatens that he's going to get in a plane and he's going to come here and he's going to do something to me. And I better watch my back and all this good stuff. And this guy's nuts. He can't be around his family. He's got an injunction against him. He hasn't seen his kids in years because of it. He threatened. I'm getting information. I've actually, in a roundabout way, getting ready to be in contact with his ex-wife through social media. So that's going to be interesting because she's going to come on. So we'll see how far we can actually just go ahead and take this. If he wants to go ahead and, if he can't get me out of his gray matter. I mean, the guy's done like 25, 26 videos on me or something like that. It's insane. And he thinks they like hurt me, but they're really funny. They're like tribute videos. You know what I mean? So now he thinks he's got this bomb that's actually already been brought up 4 months ago and debunked. My ex-wife came on then and debunked it. My children debunked it. But he thinks, because he doesn't pay attention to everyone else and what's been happening, he thinks that he's got some revelation, some earth-shattering news that actually, and I know where he got it from, it was Rock Chalk got it for him, because she thinks that she had something too, but she turned out to be an idiot because she doesn't know how to read documents. So they go into this is how desperate they are. They go into my divorce from 2013, which my two children are here with, and my ex-wife Carolyn is on. And I was, when I left law enforcement, I went into the private sector. I worked. That career was the greatest career ever. And over in Europe, you guys have Alliance Boots. Alliance Boots took over the Walgreens Corporation. It was a hostile takeover. Well, they do what's called Lean Six Sigma. So if anybody knows anything about the business world today, Lean Six Sigma in a nutshell basically means if you got 1,000 employees, fire 500 of them, give them a severance, and make the other 500 do the work of 1,000. It's for P&L. It bumps the margin of the company. Everything looks great on paper, and then you divide the company up and you sell it. It's a big thing to do nowadays. Or you just do that just to bring your margins where they need to be and make your company look like it's worth more than it is. And people are happy to keep their jobs, so they'll do double the work. So that's the European philosophy, and it's actually creeped over into the United States. And it's, if you remember going into like a Walgreens, a CVS, a Walmart, or something like that, and I worked HR for that company in the private sector. I did investigations. I handled sexual harassment. I handled um, organized retail crime. I did major case because it's a drug company. I was not a security guard. Like one of them says, isn't that a security guard? No, that's totally different. I'm HR. I was a suit and tie every day. I had a whole region. I had 2,000 employees. So anyway, long story short, got divorced in 2013. I had to modify my child support. Okay. So obviously I'm not making the amount of money I was making then. And my wife and I, at the time when we were going through it, I said, look, I gotta modify. We're going to go down. So I didn't go through the court. We just did it. There's Lynn. Lynn, are you
Can
there?
you hear me?
I can.
You can hear me. Yay.
I can hear you. Yay. This is my ex-wife.
Who's not very technical savvy, because I've been trying to let everybody know I'm on here, and I just think I figured it out finally.
So anyway, I'm basically telling everyone about, they decided, because I'm taking down a player in the true crime industry that's a hypocrite, that's not paid $52,000 an hour worth of child support.
Wow, what a creep.
And we actually did a wonderful thing. We had his wife on the show and his two teenage children. And we've been working with the state of New Jersey, which is your stomping grounds.
Yep.
And we have got the ball moving. And this poor woman, her name's Sherry, and she said, John, I gave up. She's already got judgments against him. They're not doing anything. And I said, well, don't give up. We'll get you help. Not only we get them help, we got that ball rolling. The paperwork's already done. The checks that he gets are going to be hit for the back child support and child support.
Good.
So he's going to pay. And you know what's good about that, Lynn, is it's guaranteed money. So she doesn't have to even worry about whether he quits a job or does something or hauls butt or what have you. It's going to be awesome, and it's going to happen pretty quickly. And because of that, he's a big show. And he launched this whole crusade against me, talking about, accusing me of being a wife beater and a convicted felon.
Oh yeah.
And and I beat my kids too. And I've exposed my kids to my genitalia. I've done all kinds of stuff. That one came up the other day. So
sounds like he's grasping at straws, this guy.
Well, it's not just him. It's one of his buddies over in your old neck of the woods, Britain. Where did you live over there? I forget.
In England?
In England,
right outside Oxford.
This guy's from the sticks, I believe, but he's quite a tool. He's a sociopath and psychopath. He admits to all that, and he's going to come down here and he's going to hurt me. He's infatuated with my chest. He likes to look at my breast. He zooms in and out on video. He does these videos, kind of creepy. I don't swing that way, but
he has a man love for you.
Yeah, right. I don't know. I mean, everybody I've met from England, they seem pretty cool, but I think he's a little, I don't know where he flips, but he's definitely a psychopath. Can't ever be around his wife and kids. Says just recently said that the police, when they come to his house now, and we don't do guns in England, but when they come to my house, they come armed with guns. I mean, this guy's nuts. He talks about the last time the police were there, they had to bring 9 cops to arrest him. So I know, because he's such a badass. He's a big boy, and he's a badass. He used to play rugby. Well, I used to play rugby too. But he thinks, I think he's sending a subliminal. So I called DHS. You know me.
Yeah.
called Department of Homeland Security, sent the IP, sent everything to him, and he very well may be on a no-fly list. I haven't heard back yet, but they were very interested to hear that a man from abroad was going to hop on a plane and come over here and do terroristic acts, and he just
Yeah.
did it again the other night. He just threatened me again the other night. So
Nice. Yeah. Well.
anyway, he Paul. Remember, I snapshotted the part of our divorce that he thinks is this epic event, and it's gonna like destroy me, and shows that I didn't pay child support.
Yeah. Well, that's a complete lie because you were paying before you were even court ordered to pay before our divorce even started. And you still pay. You pay for a child who, by all rights, you should have stopped paying for. Hi, and there's my
I'm the child in
now.
question.
Hi, beautiful girl.
Mind if I take over for a second?
You sure can. I love you.
Awesome, love you too. Yeah. So my dad currently still pays for me, and I am like literally almost 20 years old, and so he doesn't have to do that, but he does. So
he's a great guy, and he's a wonderful dad.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, entirely what he's doing
and
right
he's
there.
A goofball.
Yeah. So if he really wasn't doing that, he would have stopped a hot minute ago. Never happened.
Yeah.
He'll be paying until I'm 35. Quote me on that. No,
yep.
You what?
You're gonna pay for me until I'm 35. And he sends me money for like all of my college stuff too,
he
like
does.
Venmo and everything. Like, I don't know, he keeps me with money.
Yep. Anything that he always asks me, is there anything I need help with? Is there anything? He's even my maintenance guy.
Real.
Does things
Oh yeah, right.
puts together your bikes and everything else. Yeah, you're a great dad.
I fix your sprinklers.
You do. You are yeah, that's true. You're very
I'm seeing the chat right now and y'all are saying hi to me, so hi guys. I don't ever come on, so hi. But yeah. So
hi to your audience out there, and yay. I have my 5 minutes of fame right now. That's pretty cool.
I know, right? Well, Lynn has supported me in doing this because she knows how I am. She knows what I believe in.
Yeah.
And I don't believe in these lies.
No.
You know, Lynn, was I a detective?
Yes, you were.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Was I a pretty good cop?
Yes, you were. And I
do I know a lot of cops?
1,000 other, between the department that you serve with to the county department, all kinds of different officers that still hold you in high regards.
Yes, thank you.
You're very welcome.
According to these people, I bought my uniforms online. My
cool.
vest back here, that was my THI vest. I ordered that online.
Yeah.
Some of my documents, my pictures are all photoshopped.
Well, those people, all they do is lie. They can't think of anything anyway. So, more power to them. Let them, they're idiots.
Well, and when I left law enforcement and went into the private sector, was I a detective in the private sector?
Yes, you were. Yeah. Yeah.
And
you took down some big cases. Big cases.
Yeah. Racketeering cases. I was the only one to ever do a
articles up.
You do send them to me because I was looking for them the other day and I couldn't find them.
Yeah.
I don't know where they are. But because of the move, I've still got all this stuff was all packed away.
Yeah.
And
the kids and I, we go by. There's one gas station that you took down, and we still go by it and go, yeah, your dad took that one down.
Yeah, that was a major fencing operation.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun. And that, that guy he was from Kuwait. And he was just allowed back in the States after all these years because he's had warrants out for him. Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. So Mike Politis actually got with Judge Hutchison and said, look, it's been like 6 years now. Can he come back? And the judge said, yeah, he can come back, but he's going to have to pay fines. Statute of limitations ran out. But he had to pay a hefty fine, but he's back. Yeah. So that document that I snapshotted and sent to you, where he's trying to twist it and make it look like I didn't pay child support.
Oh,
That was a
I can tell everybody who is listening or tuning into you right now, because I'm trying to, the screen that I have, I can't see like the comments and everything else right now. Because like I
right.
told you, I'm not technically savvy to have both screens up.
Yeah, you learning with me. If it wasn't for our son, I probably wouldn't know how to do it either.
I'm just old. That's why I like to chop.
Yeah,
That's the only time I ever use my age. I'm like, yeah, that's it. I'm old. But
right.
I will
That's right.
tell you, to everybody who is listening, this guy, even when we first got separated and there was not a court order for him to pay, he was paying. He was paying then. And I will tell you, the beginning, if and this is like, I don't know if you have attorneys that are listening to you, and trust me, I hold them in the highest regard. So this is not anything against attorneys, but I will tell you, so much stuff gets stirred up through the attorneys that had nothing to do with us. You never, ever shirked on your responsibility financially or as a parent to these two kids. You never had. Never, ever. You
Well,
always paid.
this man's trying to spin it because that document says that, when I lost the job, I of course wasn't making that money, was I? I wasn't making that amount of money. So I said to you,
Oh,
I've
no,
got
I
to
know.
drop.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I came to you and I said, I got to drop this down, Lynn. There's no way I can sustain this. And, I dropped it, but you know what? It was my fault. I figured we could just do it ourselves. But
Oh, because we didn't, yeah, we didn't file the thing to modify it or whatever, I
and,
think.
and
But
so and
yeah,
so they were like, hey, you would be in contempt if you don't do this. And it was like a big fight. I
right.
had to go through all this stuff, and then I had to prove that I was paying
Yep.
you, even though
Yeah.
you said I was paying you. But that's
Right.
not what the court
Oh no, because
needs
right,
to see.
because yep, the courts were like, well, now you got to prove it. Yep. So, oh, I remember going through all of that with you.
Yeah, and it
You
was
know,
it was a big
but that
deal. It
had
was
nothing. Right, that was like a clerical thing, whatever the heck it was. That was more of a clerical error. That had nothing to do with you not paying for these kiddos.
right,
And I hate to use that term, paying for the kids. They're your kids, but
right.
you have consistently helped raise these kids in every sense of the word of raising them. You have been there financially, you have been there to support them, you've always gone to every single thing they've been in, you've encouraged them to even challenge themselves and do more, and they are fantastic kids.
And that's
Fantastic
because of
kids.
both of us. It's not because of one of us. It's because we work together
Right. We
and
co-parent. That's how it
we
is.
co-parent.
And you have
And
another lovely person who I adore who's now also co-parenting with us.
yes, that would be
So there's
Rita.
three. Right. There are three parents.
And how was your date? Was it good?
My date was great. Yes. Thank you very much for
All
asking.
right, awesome.
For my audience. Yay. Woohoo.
She had a date tonight. See, I had the kids, so she was able to go out on a date and had a nice dinner, I hope.
Yay me. We did. For
We
me.
have a relationship like that, you know.
Yep. We do.
Lynn's very picky. She's not gonna pick anyone because she's got two kids, and
Yep.
fortunately, the first person really that I dated after we separated, we've been together ever since.
And
So
she's amazing and wonderful, and I love her to pieces.
yes,
She is great. I do. I love her. She's great.
So this guy's gonna take that document that I sent you, and he's gonna try and spin it
Well, he's
because
an
of the
idiot.
verbiage in it to make it look like that I wasn't paying child support.
Well,
So I
you know
figured,
what? He would love to try to point fingers at you, but there's nothing to point. And he's an idiot. And he has what he's already done to his own family and completely walking away and going through all of this.
mhm.
He's an idiot.
Well, that's one
For
of the guys.
anybody out there who, especially after tonight, would ever believe the nonsense that guy wants to say, I would come on your show every single night to disprove that.
Well, this is the second time you've come on, because this came up like what, 3 months ago, and
Yeah,
you're like,
because
let me on, let me at him, and I'm like, I
yeah,
brought you on, you
yeah,
did it, you know,
yeah. So he's
and
just
we're
an idiot.
and as far as Angela, my first wife, who
Yeah,
unfortunately
I
died of
love
cancer.
Angie.
I did a
Angie took
show on her.
pictures of it. Yeah, I love Angie.
Yeah, and
Yep,
Angela, we were all friends.
yep.
She actually was a photographer. She took pictures
Yeah, when
of
I was
us and the kids.
pregnant with your baby boy.
Yep.
Yep.
So they've even tried to spin that we hated each other, and I beat her, and
Oh yeah,
I'm a
right.
convicted felon, and all this garbage that is absolute lies. And we did a
Yep,
show. Tyler came on the show and talked
yep,
about pheochromocytoma and what it did to her and the
yep.
adrenal gland process. You know all about that stuff too. And it
Yeah.
was a horrible situation.
Yep.
And I have one of my mods actually that has pheochromocytoma, and
Oh,
that's why she became a mod. And so she really appreciated the show because it brought attention to it, and because of her,
yeah.
there's actual testing now. But
Yep.
I wanted to bring you on because when I told you about it, you were like you just said, bring me on, because
Yeah,
the,
absolutely.
what they're trying to do, Lynn, is because I'm disrupting their agenda, which is to defraud people.
Right.
They defraud people with lies, and they get these people hooked because they sit behind a keyboard and a monitor, and then they tell people things about this Idaho case in specific, and say
I want
horrible
to
things.
say that sounds like the drive-by media.
Yeah,
Maybe
right.
you needs a job there.
Yeah. Well, and this guy, because I went after several of them, and they can't get me out of their minds. They can't go a whole show without talking about me, or trying to destroy this show. This guy thinks that he's the bully police, so I'm labeled as a bully because I went after them. Because how
Yeah.
tenacious
Okay.
I am.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a tenacious person. When I believe in something and I know I'm right, I'm not going to stop.
Yep.
I don't really care, what
Right.
they
And
think.
you always stand up for people when you see somebody being unfairly treated, when you see something that is wrong, you stand up for them because you want the truth to come out, and you want to help people. That's your nature.
To a fault.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
I get myself involved in stuff sometimes, and I'm like, man, but I feel so strongly about doing the right thing.
Right.
And people, it's like this T-Rev guy that is, he wrote a rap song about his wife being a prostitute, and his two kids heard it, and his 13-year-old daughter wrote a letter. And
Wow.
oh yeah, it was heart-wrenching.
That's just and it's
I know you
it's
watch some of the shows, but I'm
disgusting,
late.
for somebody to be that way. It's one thing if adults don't get along and they decide to part ways,
Right.
but the kids are innocent, and you still are a parent, and you can't you can't sit there and do stuff and be horrible to the other parent, because one, it affects those kids. Kids usually, they, unless something was done so horribly to them, they don't understand when parents split up and they love
No,
their parents and they
don't.
don't want to hear one bash the other. They don't want to, it's so hard on them, the stress, it's ridiculous. And then when you have an idiot who not only, bad mouths the mother of his kids, but then walks away from his responsibility to those
Oh yeah,
kids.
he
That's
said it. Now let me ask you this: if you were a man and you had two kids that you don't think were yours, and you've let a $52,000 back child support bill roll up, what's the first thing you would do if you didn't think they were yours?
get a DNA test.
We haven't even talked about this case. That's the first thing I'd do.
Yeah.
But yet he says, and you're from Jersey, he says that Jersey's telling him that he can't get a DNA test because he signed the birth certificate.
That doesn't matter. You can get a DNA test done. I don't care if you.
That's his excuse though, and he's saying, well, because the state's telling me I signed the birth certificate, I don't have a chance in hell. Well, you still, for paternity, if you're questioning paternity, it doesn't matter if you signed a birth certificate or not.
Yeah, that
You
happens
can get
all the time. Tell me,
It happens
gotta
all the
watch
time.
more movies on Lifetime or something, man. That happens all the time. And then
No,
the
he spends
actual parent ends up suing to get the custodial rights of the kids and everything else. So yeah,
Right,
he can
right.
do a DNA test.
Yeah, he probably doesn't watch any Lifetime. He spends like his life is sitting at home because he's on disability, and he collects that check and he sucks off of his girlfriend's parents because he lives in their house.
Well,
And
the sad
just a
thing
typical
is,
loser of
you
today.
know, regardless of that guy and his life or what he chooses to do. I mean, I don't know him from Adam, so whatever. But the ones that lose out in all of this are the kids, because not only does he walk away from the responsibility, but you know, if they know what he does and how he slanders other people, you know, that's like just putting salt in the wound, you know.
Mm-hmm.
They have to know,
it is.
that's what my dad does. Not only did he walk away from us, but then he goes on his show and he badmouths us, or, you know, says we're not his. I mean, it's just, it's so sad for those kids. You know, that's what my heart breaks for, is for those kids.
Right. That's what, you know, and you know what, I'm so proud of this team and what they've done and what, you know, what we've accomplished, because to hear both the children came on, and you know what, they weren't mad. They said they wanted their dad in their life, and he has yet reached out to them. I mean, he says he did. He says he doesn't even watch the show. Now, I would say he's lying 100%, because I tell you, he didn't even know his kids' ages. Didn't even know how old they were. Yet and what's sad, Lynn, is his supporters are trying to twist it around, because he says she's a horrible person and she took the kids and all this stuff. They believe it. They are rallying around him. Now, a lot have left.
Here's the thing: if just say for the sake of argument, whatever, if she took the kids, okay, whatever, moved to wherever she moved.
No, she never left.
Right, but if he wanted those kids, then you go to court and you get some sort of visitation or custody over the kids. You don't turn it around the way he's done and just abandon them.
Yep.
You know.
So what this other guy has done? He's the guy over in England that's trying to because I went after some of your other liar so-called creators, and I've had a big impact on this industry, and we shut down some of the lies, and they basically are looking over their shoulder and watching what they're saying. They're not so quick to make up these lies anymore, because they got to deal with this show. Because I'll call them out. So this one, the guy that we're talking about over in England, jolly old England, there is making the threats, and he thinks that he's got this bomb that he's going to drop that's already been dropped and debunked, and he's going to release it. That's why he sent on his channel. He sent that just incriminating page from our divorce and the modification of child support, where it doesn't say that I owe child support. It doesn't say that at all. It's a modification.
I feel sorry that he's got nothing else in his life. His time would be better spent to figuring out how to do something decent for his kids.
Yeah, now this is another guy. This is the guy in England. We were talking about the guy here, but the guy in England is the one that's launching this smear campaign to try and he thinks he's going to hurt me. He ain't going to hurt me. He just brings more
No.
attention to me.
Yeah.
But he's the one over in England that is doing it. He's the one that can't ever see his kids because he beat his wife and he threatened to kill her boyfriend, and he's got an injunction that he can't ever see her or the kids. So he's bitter about that. But he's a psychopath, and he says he's a psychopath. I called him a psychopath, and he said, "You're damn right." He already told me he was a psychopath and a sociopath. He's on medication. Like I said, he's got to have the last time the cops were there. They sent 2, then they called and got 4, and then they called and got 9, and they beat him with their nightsticks and did all this stuff. And he knew that was going to happen. He says, "I knew it was going to happen." He talks about it like an idiot. He's an absolute. And then he said, "Now when they come armed, and we don't do guns here. They come armed." So that tells me, I mean, you talk like the cops are always at your place. What is your deal? Why are the cops always coming to your house?
Exactly.
To the point where they got to come armed. I mean, that's a big deal. So anyway, I know you got to work in the morning, and I really appreciate you coming on.
Absolutely. And I
Tanner
hope everybody now can understand that. Hi, sweet boy. Love you.
Love you.
Did you know? Did he tell you that they actually took?
Someone made like a account with my name on it. Someone made an account with my name on it, and like went into someone else's chat and was like saying that I was like fully against Dad.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah, they took his screen name and then they added what they added.
They put a 0 and an O.
They put a 0 instead of an O, so it looked like it was him. And then they came into chat. Whatever. I don't know what you're doing, but there's sounds like you're eating. Are you eating something?
No, I'm not doing anything. It just all of a sudden got real staticky. I thought it might be on your end.
Oh no. So anyway, they made it look like it was still him, and they even took his emoji. And then they come into chat and they start talking and they're saying stuff like, "I don't believe in what my dad says and I disagree," and all this stuff. And this same guy we're talking about actually ran with it. And then it was
so funny.
And then then it was, we feel so sorry for that kid.
It's so funny.
And he's got to be abused, and we're going to they're going to call Child Protective Services.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not making this up.
Oh,
it's
my gosh.
insane. And it was Stevie Irwin, Nick Mac.
Oh, that's
we have this guy that's his MO. That's what he does.
Ugh.
So anyway, I
fun.
appreciate you taking the time from you weren't still on your date, were you? You were off your date, right?
No.
You'd probably get your date would be like, "I don't know if I want to be around you if you got this guy in your life."
Actually, you and he'll get along, so that's all right.
All right, cool. Is he an arm wrestler?
Huh?
I guess he's an arm wrestler.
I think he used to be. His son is now.
Yeah, his son's a professional arm wrestler. Tanner wanted to arm wrestle the other day. And I'm sitting there with Tanner and I'm looking at him. You know how big that kid is. And I'm like, "Let's go." He's like, "Good." And I'm going, "When are you gonna start?" He's like, "When you?" I'm like, "When are you gonna start?" We had fun with it. All right. Well, I appreciate you.
Absolutely. Anytime you need me, I'm happy to be there. And bye to everybody who's listening. It's been awesome.
Yeah, and one more thing, because it came up too, that I'm this abusive husband that abuses his wives.
Not ever.
Have I even ever struck the kids? Except for when Charlie wrote with the Sharpie all over her bed that time. She got a couple pats on the butt.
I wouldn't even think you did that. I think I'm the one that ended up sitting her in the corner because she put it all over her hand. I said, "That's it. I'm not getting it off of you." But it was on her bed, on her doll. I'm like,
that we just
marker, not a Sharpie. Yeah, I remember that.
It was a Sharpie.
Yeah,
and then we just painted that bed. Remember, we bought that bed used and we sanded it It took us
Yep.
like, I don't know, like
I
4 or 5 days. And it was beautiful. It was a beautiful white, everybody, it was this white canopy bed. And we,
know. Yep.
it wasn't white when we got it, but we both sanded it. Her and I worked on it. It was beautiful.
Yep.
And Charlie would like to go into the kitchen drawer and grab,
Yeah.
markers every now and then. And I'm like, don't ever use these, because we had Sharpies in there. And she
Yeah.
took a Sharpie in there. Brand new
Yeah.
butterfly bedding. She
Oh,
wrote
yeah.
Sharpie all over it.
Oh yeah.
Mom was pissed. I was pretty
Those
pissed.
those were the days.
And wrote on the bed. But that's the only time I've ever patted her on the buttocks.
Yep.
She doesn't
Yeah.
even remember it. I don't think.
No, she doesn't remember.
But it was
it.
more the scolding. It was more the scolding that upset her. It
Yeah,
wasn't really
no.
that didn't upset her at all.
No.
But I'm gonna let you
were
go.
more
I
calm
really,
than I was.
yeah. I know you got to get up early.
Yeah.
5:30 comes around quick, and I really appreciate you taking the time and
Absolutely.
coming out here.
Always here for you.
All right, we love you.
I know. I love you guys too.
All right.
Good
Good
night.
night.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. So, Tanner, buddy, you got school in the morning, so
I do.
you
And
can
I
roll.
have to get up at like 5:45 because I'm trying to get to mom's by like 6:30.
And my daughter's driving, so yay! My daughter has to drive here and back to her mom's on my weeks.
It is horrifying.
And Tanner says it's horrifying, but I don't have to drive that hour round trip anymore, and it's a blessing. Now he'll be driving next year. So I wanted to do that, y'all, because this tyrant can't seem to get me out of from between his ears. He's absolutely psychotic. His voice shakes, he trembles, he hyperventilates. He comes onto a show I'm on the other night, and he can't even. I said, man, I'm just in your head. I said, you need to charge rent because I'm in your head so much. And he was losing his mind. You better watch your back when you walk down the street, mother. Yeah, he's just crazy as hell. So because we're doing such a great job here at Crime Analysis 101, this team is awesome. My subscribers are awesome. Today I got like 21 emails came in today of just people. A lot of people were like, did you see what so-and-so did? He says he's gonna end you and all this stuff. And they're all laughing because it's old. It's already been addressed. He thinks he's got this bombshell, but what he doesn't know is this other creator that we're exposing tried that same route, and he was shot down immediately. But his mods were his demise. He had 2 mods that just, as soon as I announced I was doing my own show, they went on a smear campaign to try and get all of you to believe that I was never a cop and I was a liar and all this stuff. And I stole badges. Very comical. So I wanted to do this show. We're not going to spend a whole lot of time tonight. We'll talk a little bit, and I'll post the link so people can come on here. I wanted to talk about, we did a show the other night on the San Antonio case with Savannah Soto and what was his name? Matthew Guerrera. There was an arrest last night. I'm sure you guys have seen it. I don't need to cover it. It was a father-son tandem. It was drug related. They've already, I don't know if they got a confession. It seems to me that they did because of the PIO, public information officer. He divulged a lot last night. He basically said that it's drug related. The father was there. He's being charged with improper handling or disposal of the body. But there's bodies, so I think he meant bodies. And I think that the state has to look at it. I don't know what the laws are in San Antonio about gestation of a baby, but I mean, that's a full-term baby. So I would imagine he would eventually be charged with that. So he'll have capital murder charges for 3 instead of 2. So it just depends on what state you're in, because some states you're not alive until you take a breath. Isn't that sad? So that case has been closed, and it was drug related, as I suspected. This kid that did it looks like he's a major player. Looks like he's the exact opposite of what old Matthew was. Matthew was a player, but he was a stupid player. Sorry, he's gone. But flashing money and wearing gold, doing all this. This cat had long hair. I thought it was a girl at first. He looked like Rico Suave of drug dealers. And he probably did lay low. He was probably pretty smart. I don't know the circumstances. But, you know, we talked about that, and I believe that, you know, somewhere down the road that he may have been a CI, which is a confidential informant. He did get popped already for domestic violence charges and had an injunction on him. So he was out on paper. Matthew was out on paper on that. And then he got popped again, which he was involved in a high-speed pursuit. And there was drugs involved in that. So the propensity that he did become a CI, confidential informant, because he was just about to have a baby and he saw, I'm going to prison. I'll give you whatever you want just to stay out of prison and be with my girl and my baby. It happens all the time. And there's videos surfacing where, you know, it's alleged, you know, somebody's saying that he snitched. And, you know, I don't know the details about him being in the backseat of the car with his pants down, which would also be indicative. They cut the genitalia off and they shove it in your mouth. There's all kinds of things that are done. Back in the 80s and 70s, it was the Colombian neckties, where they would take they would slice you here and pull your tongue down through and make it look like a necktie. That's a Colombian thing. But now it's the Mexican cartels. Because of NAFTA, what happened, the borders have opened up. It's just opened up the floodgates to the borders. So we got to end that. Hopefully that'll happen this year. Some point we can pick back up on building that wall and stopping this from happening, at least slowing it down. But in the meantime, you know, we'll just have to deal with it. As far as this show and what we're doing, we've had a huge impact, everyone. I'm talking, it's huge. People hate me. They despise me. They despise everything that we stand for here at Crime Analysis 101. But we're not going to stop. It's not going to happen. We're going to continue to take what they say, which is BS, and I'm going to take it. People are like, oh, just come to our show. We would have talked to you. We know that's a lie. It's an absolute 100% lie. So we know that moving forward, that's not an option. So when they continue to spew their crazy narratives, old DJ, Detective John, and the team, we're going to take that stuff. We're going to break it down. We're going to create shows on it like we've been doing, and we're going to destroy them. We're going to destroy them for a show. And I'll say it, Cluminati. You know, we had great dialogue, and now you're taking the side of the ones that actually went from your show that night and went directly to another show and did exactly what Cletus and I worked on, and we said everything was cool. We're gonna all try to be nice to each other, but you need to look at what they did, not what I did 2 days later. I called them out for it 2 days later because they did exactly what we said we weren't going to do. And then you got Dago saying, I wasn't even live. I couldn't go live because my show was taken down. You didn't go live on your show, dumbass. You went live on somebody else's show. It's funny how you spin stuff, Dago. You are the biggest liar in YouTube, in my opinion. You are the biggest fraud and the biggest liar I've ever seen in YouTube, in my opinion. And you know what? Your days are numbered. I promise you. You've already lost so much. You can continue to lose because you're not going to get that check that you've been trying to get. That's going to get shot down too. Promise you. And if it doesn't, they just don't know, and maybe they need to know. I'm a nasty individual when I believe in something. I believe somebody's a crooked person. I'll come at you. I don't care. And for those that want to threaten me and my G19 are always together. So you might have to sniper me or something. You know, I don't know what your plans are, but first of all, you got to get in my gated community, which would be kind of difficult too. But on that note, piss off, each and every one of you, because I tried to be nice. Cluminati goes after Miss Chapin. Of all people, everyone, what creator would have, what motivation would any creator in true crime have to go after a woman who has created so much good out of her son's death? She's written a book. She has a nonprofit. She has the Tulip program. She has all this stuff. Yet this crazy, nasty, pathetic trash, and that's what she is. She even said, "That's right, I am, and I'm white trash." Who does that? You are a sick person. You are pathetic, nasty. You are trash. You are disgusting. Your subscribers, you can have them. I wouldn't want them. I promise you I wouldn't want your subscribers, because my subscribers are here. Your subscribers are here on the class and the integrity, the intelligence, everything. Mine are here. Yours are here. Yours are the shit on the bottom of my shoe that I step on occasionally. They got to scrape off with a stick. That's what you are too. You're a pathetic, nasty, nasty, nasty person. She said the C word probably. I can't even tell you how many times she said it. I don't care. The C word means nothing to me. And anybody that it does, then you got a problem. I'm a woman. Yeah, you're a woman. You're a woman with a 17-year-old daughter sitting there and you're screaming the C word. I bet she's proud. I'm sure she's embarrassed as hell to have you as a mother in a public place where you have to show class, because I don't think you exude that at all. You exude nothing but trash, because that's what you are. 100%. Chlamydiotomy. Because you probably do really have it. It's the way you talk. You already said you were a hood rat. You said that the other day. Ain't no telling what you got. Feel sorry for Cletus. He kisses your ass because you dominate him. It's disgusting. You had no respect for anybody or yourself. If you did, you wouldn't act that way. But you go ahead, you build your show on your bullshit. I'll build my show on debunking your bullshit. And I guarantee you, we'll look at my show in a year, and we'll look at your show, and we'll see who's got the most. And we'll see who has the most integrity, and we'll see who can retain it. I can guarantee you we'll blow your doors off. You're nothing but entertainment, because you're like the Jerry Springer show. That's what you are. You're Jerry Springer. God rest his soul. People want to go to your show just to listen because you're so freaking outlandish and disgusting. It's like, do people like this really exist? Does this trash absolutely exist in this world? You're like what classy people look at and go, wow. Hey, daughter, hey, son, this is what you want to state. Son, do not ever go for a chick like this. She's nothing but trash. You ever bring a girl like that into the dinner table, she's going to be out on her ass with some scraps in a doggy bag like she deserves. And you'll be disowned if you marry somebody like that, because that's not the way I raised you. So anyway, was I personal enough? I don't know. Let's see how personal that they've been. See, you guys don't know the story. A lot of you don't know what's been said. You know, you only see what you see. The bottom line is, no matter how you look at it, no matter how you spin it, twist it, shove it, I'm right. I'm 100% right. Anybody that would take the criminal justice system and throw the word corrupt in it every other sentence, Sergeant Friday, who can't even define corrupt, by the way. I said, define it. Define corrupt. Earlier that night in that show, he must have said corrupt 25 times. Corrupt, 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 corrupt. Police are corrupt. Cops are corrupt. The criminal justice system's corrupt. Everything's corrupt. Corrupt, corrupt, corrupt. That's his favorite word. Because he's a thug. His whole family was a thug. He says it. He admits it. His whole family was taken down for racketeering. And here I'm challenging you again, Sergeant Friday. I want you. It's public information. Don't make me do it. Why don't you come out, bring that case out. Let's review that case that you say all these cops went to jail because they falsely accused your family of racketeering. You know how hard it is to put together a racketeering case? You know how much work that is? You think people are just, you think that agencies are just going to sit down and go, oh, this Sergeant Friday cat, we're going to go after his family for racketeering with no evidence. You know how hard, you know what it takes to actually sit down and decide that you're even going to initiate a RICO case? You do, Sergeant Friday. That's why I call bullshit. Absolute 100,000% bullshit. I'm challenging you right now. I want to see the case. I want you to get up, put the case number up so I can do a FOIA act, and I'll get the case and we'll break it down. And I want to see how many cops were actually fired, like you said. I think you're full of shit. You're a big mouth. Blah, 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 blah. Bring it out. You said it. What's the big deal? Let everybody see it. Let everybody opine about the case. The alleged racketeering case that your family was all arrested for, and then the whole department was taken down because they all lied. If anybody believes Sergeant Friday, you're idiots. 100%. That guy is nothing but a used car salesman. That's what he is. He's a big mouth used car salesman. And I don't mean a decent lot used car salesman. I mean like that used car salesman that's in the desert that trolls for one person to come in to make his big hit for the week. That type of used car salesman. One will sit you down and grease you and blow smoke up your ass and tell you he knows everything you know and he agrees with everything you agree with. And yeah, he's a bullshitter. That's what he is. It's a POS. They all are. There's some good creators out there, don't get me wrong. And there's some good creators out there that are on the fence about cases. I respect them. Because if they don't know how the system works and they don't know what a PCA is, you know, you've heard me say it multiple times. These people don't know what a PCA is. They don't know what it's for. PCA is not the tell-all. It's not the incident report. It's not the supplementals. It's none of that. You have a crime, let's say homicide, whatever statute it is in that state, and there are elements under that statute. Pull up a homicide statute and read it. Read what the statute says. There are elements of the crime. The PCA is a Cliff Note version of the crime with just basically the elements. Doesn't give you how we got to the elements. Just gives you the elements and that they were met. You don't need all of them. You just need a few. Sometimes a judge needs more. If he needs more and the SAO sees it before it gets to the judge, the SAO, state attorney's office, will actually send out what's called an information to the investigating officer and say, hey, Detective John, we need more. So can you provide us? We have some questions. Can you provide us with this? I would hit them back. Yes, sir. We'll get it right to you. I'll get it right over to you right now. Give me a few minutes. Well, that's okay. If you have it, then go ahead and shoot it to me. I'll go ahead and sign off on this now. You can do a pickup order on them. That's how it works, people. Get off of the PCA. The PCA is nothing when we get to the trial and that opening statement is read, you people are all going to be like, wow, okay, I get it now. And all these crazy nut job freaking conspiracy theorists, fraudulent money making assholes that hate this country. They do. They hate this country. They hate that this country was built on laws, and they hate that the fact that we have a system to hold them accountable. That's why these haters out there, 90% of these creators are convicted felons. Telling you, if we were to do a survey right now, you would see convicted felons. Hey, mods, if you can, take some of these comments and throw them up on the screen. I've had this one on here for a while. So grab some of the comments and throw them up on the screen so people can read them. I'm sorry, I had it locked out. You guys can do that now. Mindy, if you would do that. So that's where we are today. We got a bunch of haters. We got a bunch of American, anti-American, so-called creators out there, because that's what they are. They're anti-American. They're not for justice. They're not for the truth. They're not for anything but the greenback, the cha-ching. Let's see how horrible we can be today and get some people that actually feel the same way we do, which there's a lot of disdain for law enforcement. That's because of the media. So what does it take for anybody to get on here and start hating on LE? Not a whole lot, but they get paid. So greed has no conscience, everyone. Zero. Greed has zero conscience. So these people will say whatever they want to say. They don't got to face anything. In fact, Illuminati and them, they didn't even have the ability to do this. They just got out there and spewed whatever they wanted, and they had chat. Some of these creators just do pre-recorded shows, say what they want to say and put it out there. That's not fair. That's not the American way. That's a communist way. You just say it, and that's the way it is. There is no debate in communism. That's what communists do. It's what Hitler would do. Illuminati accuses me of being a Hitler. I'm a Hitler? He needs to have one of them little mustaches out there. I swear, he's like Hitler. I'm like Hitler? Why am I like Hitler? I think quite the contrary, Illuminati. Clueless Minati. You're an asshole. You're trash. I'm an American. I believe in our justice system. I believe in law enforcement. I believe there are great cops out there. There are very, 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 very few bad cops out of almost 1 million. The conflicts that they have to address every day, the cases they have to handle, the people they have to handle every day, and you have a handful of incidents. Well, that's one too many. Mindy, all you have to do is click on it, and it should pop up and show, hide. I'm over it. For once, there's a creator out there who is doing the right thing. And I don't really give a damn what these people say about me. I don't care. There's nothing that they could say about me, nothing they could dig up on me. Zero. Zero. Not a convicted felon. Carry a gun every day. I've never even had a traffic ticket. Ever. Never laid my hands on a woman in my life. But you guys try to spew this narrative. But you know what? I am an investigator. And old Willie, I'm going to embarrass you, boy. I'm going to embarrass you to the point that you will wish you had never uttered my name, you little freaking punk. Try me. This is your warning. Try me. Don't even know who that little weasel, didn't even know who that little weasel was. But you know what? My email was sure blowing up about you. I got somebody that's a witness that's pretty bound and determined to take your little ass down. But for your daughter, he's going around saying I doxed his daughter. I doxed his daughter. Do you even know what doxing means? Doxing means I would say her name. I would say where she lived. I would say what school she went to. I would say, oh, I doxed his daughter. No, you're bragging that you have custody of your daughter. And I said, why don't you tell us why you have custody of your 7-year-old daughter? Why don't you tell us why, young man? Because there's a reason why. But you know what? You're out here saying, I'm stuffing a bowl right now. On every show. You think it's funny? You look like an absolute idiot. I think everybody in here would admit that if they had a 7-year-old daughter and they were more worried about being on a show and stuffing a bowl of weed or whatever you're putting in there is more important than spending quality time with your daughter, because you're on these shows all day long. Do you even work? Yeah, you work. Not really, though. But I'll tell you what. You F with me, I'm going to tell everybody my story. I'm going to read the emails that I've got about you. So keep it up, you little liar. You didn't know Brian Kohlberger. Yeah, you didn't know him. You say you did, but you didn't. You're a liar. So I'm going to open up the StreamYard. We're not going to go real long tonight. I'm going to post it in chat. If anyone wants to come in here and talk, please come in. If any mods want to come in. If Rachel, if you're out there, come on in. That 80s kid. Stephanie, come on in. You want to talk about drugs? You know, at what point as a parent of a 7-8-year-old kid, you got another creator that hates me too over there with that guy over in England. She's on a show. She's talking about us. And she is shit-faced. And she's got her kid who's been sick home from school in the background hacking up a lung. Literally, I have the video and audio. I have it. Hacking up a lung. Hold on, guys. Go over. Still hacking up a lung. You know what? If one of my kids was hacking up a lung, sick, probably has COVID, my ass wouldn't be sitting behind this camera and this keyboard when if I had 29 people on, because that's all she had. 29 one time, 60 something the other time. So for 29 viewers and the chat just going trick, 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 nothing, she would give up spending time with her child who is sick so she could showboat and talk about Detective John on her show. I called it like I saw it. Bad mother. Horrible mother. Irresponsible so-called mother. And she acts like she goes crazy. Oh, not a horrible mother. And you know what? You have that few people in, and then she goes off on a tirade and decides that everyone needs to know now that I said she was a horrible mother, which nobody really would have known. She's the one that brought attention to it. She goes on to shows saying it. She's trying to justify herself. She's a drunk. So is her friend. What her ex, whatever her name. She's shit-faced when she comes on there. Who does that? Most of these shows have a bunch of trash on them that are drug addicts or alcoholics. Yeah, that's not anything that I want to go watch. Unless I'm looking for the Jerry Springer effect. So I called it like I saw it. Hey, lady, might as well not, Nelly, you might as well not be talking about me. You should be taking care of your kid. That's what I said. So I doxed. I'm horrible because I mentioned her kid. When everyone else on the show could hear her kid hacking up a lung virtually. Kid sounded like he had pneumonia. She's more worried about spending time talking about DJ and what a horrible, hideous person I am. Because I called Dago a toothless, no neck loser. Her friend. Her friend from 3,500, 4,000 miles away. They're great friends. The other crazy nutbag over there. Those are my friends. Really? Y'all aren't my friends. I don't know you. You're acquaintances. I can call you, I guess you can be my friends because we have friendly dialogue. But unless you come on the show and we get to know each other and I talk to you and I consider you my friend, we're acquaintances. You're not going to hear DJ say, oh, I love each and every one of you. And you know, this means so much, Dago. You have no idea.
You have no idea. You have no idea how this means to me. How much you guys all coming in here every day, and how much this means to me for you to come in here. You just have no idea.
Oh, thank you. You didn't have to send me $25. It's disgusting. Schemers, fraudulent schemers. And he's got the background to prove it. Called that out too. Leopard never changes its spots, especially criminal ones. Then he comes on, mentions the other night that I made fun of his son that's been arrested. No, I didn't. You know who made fun of his son? It's his own mods that attacked him in Discord and sent it all out for everybody to know because they had a disagreement. His own Discord rebelled against him and then put that out there. Zaza or whatever her name was, and Coco and whatever her name was. Yeah, they came after him. I mean, with a freaking flamethrower. Then, when he does have to address it, because it's out there in the open that his son molested, RAPED, a 12-year-old child, multiple times, and was convicted. He has the audacity to say, and I have it, I'm going to paraphrase here, that he was forced to take a plea. He was set up by the state. That's what he said. Then he says, I had nothing to do with my son just yesterday. I had nothing to do with him. Yeah, but you're defending your son that RAPED, a 12-year-old little girl. You're defending him. You're accused. It's everybody else's fault, but your own flesh and blood. That's how despicable of a human being you are. That's how much disdain. Oh, my uncle, my grandfather, my this, my that was a cop. I don't have any disdain. So what? So what? I don't care. One of my best friends' kids are out there doing burglaries and got caught, and they're twin boys. Biggest burglars in this county, doing multi-million-dollar homes. They're gone 25 years. Their dad was a cop. Good cop, too. That's like a racist saying, I got tons of black friends. There you go. I got tons of friends that are cops. In fact, I asked a cop one day if he thought I was an asshole for doing this show, and he said, yeah. Then you say that you didn't say that. I had that too. And the reason why you canceled that show, the reason why YouTube didn't take that show down, you took that show down because you said it, and I told you I was going to call you out on it and prove that you actually said it. That's why you took it down, Dago. Don't insult these people's intelligence. You're a tool. Absolute tool. All right, I'm gonna post that link. If anybody wants to come in, come on in. StreamYard wasn't working earlier. I was having issues with it, so let's see if it works now. Black Austin, come on in, bro. Truth Exposed, Rachel, I'd love to have you come in. Come on in, because you've always got great words of wisdom. Coco, can you come in? I'd love to hear that accent. I'm going to post it again. Tell me what y'all think. Tanner said he's trying to get in. It's saying error. I don't know what's going on with Discord, y'all. If anybody can keep trying to come in, hopefully it'll work. Not Discord, but StreamYard. We've been going for an hour and 12 minutes. Like I said, we're not going to go that long tonight. Seems like every time I say that, we wind up going 6 hours. But, you know, time flies when you're having fun. Stargate says, John, I knew Clue would do you dirty. She is just gross. That's right, Stargate. She is gross. She's absolutely disgusting. And she's not real bright. She's not real bright. Because when I said, I actually sent her a message. And I said, look, you need to actually look before you start attacking me for coming back at them for going to 2 other shows and doing exactly what we said we weren't going to do. But she doesn't even acknowledge that. They both twisted it like I just came at them. Like I lied. Like I wasn't going to keep the deal. Just so you know, everyone, the deal was I was going to do my thing, and I told them. I mean, I was on there for I don't know how many hours, 4 or 5 hours, and I was up against 7 of them. It was me against 7 of them at one time. And I wouldn't back down. Like, y'all aren't going to tell me what to do. I'm not going to stop. If you spew shit, you're going to catch shit from me. Period. The end. You're not going to intimidate me. You're not going to make me feel any way that you think you're going to make me feel, because I'm not going to change at all. You disgust me. It's our constitutional right. You don't even know what the First Amendment stands for. You don't know why it was erected. You don't know anything. And for those that are in here that weren't in here before, First Amendment was erected so that you can speak out against your government without any repercussions. You won't be arrested. You won't be beat up. You won't be anything. You won't be charged. You can speak out against your government. It did not say that you can stand in somebody's face with a bullhorn at a business and slander anything, libel, anything. You can do it. It's not illegal. But when you do it to somebody like me, I'm going to sue your ass. And then when we go to court, the judge is going to say, yeah, that's not covered by the First Amendment. Because you know why? Because what you said has consequence. And when you spew shit, just because you can, and there's consequence, and we have libel and slander, civil laws, First Amendment does not protect you. The end. All right, Rachel. So it's working. Rachel's here. Truth's here. Truth. Exposed.
Hey, it works fine.
All right. It wasn't working. Tanner was actually trying to get, because I sent him a message and it was saying error or something. So Rachel's in. Are you going to stay or you got to go?
What's I can stay. Who dinky dingleberry dog balls.
Yeah. He says, I'm having a family emergency. I can't go live tonight like you planned. I wanted you to go live so bad. And I actually got into his chat and sent him a message. I think he blocked me again or blocked me. I don't know. But he's an absolute tool. So I think my wife, ex-wife, just cleared it all up. So did my children. Sad that I have to do that, but you know what? I'm a fighter. I'm going to defend myself. And I damn sure did. So you're going to look like a total fool come tomorrow. Because I'm going to run this. And I'll run it again. I'll run it again. And we'll disrupt your flow. I just, I love it. I mean, this guy, y'all go in and read my narrative before the show. I mean, this guy literally has created videos where he's zooming in on my areola and nipples on my chest. He's like,
he's molesting a male dog, John.
Zooming in, and I'm telling you, y'all, I am uncomfortable because Johnny Boy don't swing that way. Nothing against anybody that does. But, I'm not going to change at 55 years old. I've been anal retentive my whole life, and I intend to stay that way. So, Dinky, I'm sorry. I'm just going to have to say no, buddy. You got plenty of people over there in England that you can sexually harass. But I'm really feeling uncomfortable, man. Especially since you said you're going to get on a plane and come here. I mean, good Lord. I know I'm a decent looking guy. And, I don't have a flabby chest like you keep insinuating like I had gyno or something. That's what these people were doing, y'all. Because you could see the nipples through my shirt. I got gyno. Promise you. I wear cotton shirts. I wear, shirts, athletic shirts. And because you can see my nipples, because I am a man.
John, your nipples are great. Even the lesbians like them.
I know. And you know what? I am under a vent. So, it's a bit nipply. But, he just can't he's infatuated with my nipples.
He's infatuated with his own dog's balls, too.
Yeah, remember that? The guy, I'm not playing, y'all. I can't believe it.
This fool put his swung his cam around onto his dog's balls, and then asked Nellie B, "Oh, you like that, don't you?"
Did you see the jar of peanut
his
butter?
most sexiest voice he could come up with. And I was
Did you
sitting
see
here
the jar of
thinking,
peanut butter?
no, he didn't.
Rachel, did you see the jar of peanut butter on the stand right next to it?
Did he really he really had a jar of peanut butter by the dog?
Yeah, he had a jar of peanut butter right there too.
Somebody call the ASPCA because that fool is molesting his dog. If Vegas, I'm telling you, if Vegas was running a betting line on whether Dinky Dingleberry Dog Balls was molesting his SA and his dog, I promise you, I would go and take out every dollar in my bank account and bet it. I would. It would be money in the bank.
Boom. As someone in this chat said, boom.
That poor dog probably has an STD.
Oh my God. Hey, is there's somebody in here that's from over there? I asked. I mean, because in all 50 states, bestiality is a felony here in the States. Is bestiality a felony over there? I believe it is. And somebody said, except for them Southern Englanders. I was dying laughing. And they were from England. Oh shit, I couldn't make this up, y'all.
You know what, John? When it comes to Clue, if you could let Stacy on here and let her just talk the way she wants to talk, she would hand Clue her entire ass.
Stacy is smart as hell.
I've talked to Stacy on the phone, and you know when she has to hold back on the vulgarities, it throws her off a little bit because when she gets going, man, you just I'm telling you, that's the plus her phone was messing up so bad that during that live.
Well, you know what, and we were on kind of a piece, trying to exude some peace that
You
day,
need to
too.
have a show that you're going to delete later, and it's going to be a one-time live, so Stacy can just vent it. I'm not kidding. Just vent it, and then you don't have to post it. You know what I mean?
I already heard, and I've got the text from Stacy just destroying that trashy person.
You need to give her you need to give her little.
When she gets back, she can come say whatever she wants to say, because it's on now. Chlamydiotomy. You know what's funny is somebody sent me. I gotta watch it, but somebody sent me something saying.
I'm sorry, but Clue just sounds like a fat sloppy bitch. And I'm gonna say I'm gonna say it.
I guarantee you that picture she posts doesn't even
it's
look
just her,
like
no,
that.
it's just her face.
Yeah,
that's the trick. Yeah. It's just her face.
She's got that foreskin chin edited out.
Well, if she didn't have balls slapping her in the chin all the time, she probably wouldn't have that.
Yeah, y'all, we're getting gross because you know what? That's what she does. That's all she does is.
And poor old Cletus, man, he's probably the only reason he's with her is because she's got mouth skills, and I'm not talking about her. I'm not talking about her extensive vocabulary either.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he's
got a love-hate relationship with that mouth. I'd be willing to bet my entire bank account on it.
He wears the panties in that relationship. I can tell you that right now.
Okay, well, I'm going to jump off of here and let somebody jump back on. I was just letting you know it works.
No, you don't leave. I want you on here. You stay on here.
Okay, well, I'm going to have to mute because I got stuff I got to do.
All right. When I call you, be ready.
Okay.
So let's go through some of this stuff. Laura says, I prefer true crime content. John is excellent at explaining and making it interesting. I don't like this roasting. That's right. You know what, Laura? I try. What the hell was that? I try to do that as much as I can, but you know what? I'm not the type of person that just kind of lets stuff like this go, because I'm a fighter and I actually enjoy it. I enjoy when people do.
Well, see, John's the type of person. He's not confrontational until he has to be. But once somebody gives him a reason, it's on. And he's that type of guy. He's just he's not going to let it go.
That's exactly right. You nailed me, Rach. I mean, I don't go out, particularly looking for stuff, but when I go to a show and I ask to be brought up because you're spewing nonsense and you cower down and then delete me and then continue with your stuff. Yeah, that's not real smart.
Have you ever heard the saying, don't start no shit, won't be no shit?
That's right.
Well, start it. We're bringing a whole manure truck.
That's right. We'll dump it right in your convertible top. And Biology 101 says, I'm sure of it. I love hearing stuff from him. I personally think it's his forte. Thank you, Biology 101. Let's see. Black Austin. What's Black Austin got to say? I took a frying pan, melted some butter, mixed some garlic salt, garlic powder, oregano, red pepper flakes, preheated oven, throw frozen pizza in, buttered pan. It's delicious. I thought you were going to bring some popcorn, man. Is that your replacement for popcorn? You need to come on, Black Austin, because I need you to prove to me that you're a black dude. I'm trying to bait him, y'all. Oh, he's hilarious.
Clue just sounds so nasty. She just sounds like she would have to creep up on her own tub of water to take a bath.
Yeah, she probably, when she walks, if she's not clothed, she's probably dropping crabs all over, and Cletus has got to stomp on them every time she walks. Sorry, had to go there because that's something she would say. Hey, Clue, you dropped the crab.
The rules for weed does not apply to coochie. If you can smell it across the room, it is not the good shit.
Oh, my daughter tonight. Nah, I'm not even going to say it. Yeah, never mind. I can't say it. But it was hilarious at dinner. I was crying. I was laughing so hard. And no, I'm going to say it because this is how much fun we have in this house. And this is how well-rounded my family is. And we can talk about stuff. We can joke around about stuff. So Rita made mahi, right? So we were sitting there and we get everything out. We're starting to eat. I'm eating my salad. Rita's sitting next to me. She's eating. Tanner's eating his noodles and his salad. And Charlie takes the skin off the bottom, takes the skin off the bottom of it and lays it across her face and said, "Hello, Clarice." So we're dying, like, she's Hannibal Lecter. And then she goes, "Ooh, my face smells like fish now." We just started laughing. And she goes, "Oh, did I just say that? I'm sorry, Dad." And Tanner's like, "That's it. I can't eat." He gets up, he starts walking into the living room. We were dying. So my son didn't eat his fish, needless to say. That's the kind of fun we have in this family. Good, wholesome fun. My kids are well-rounded. And you know what? My son and my daughter, they believe in what I'm doing. And you got some guy like the Dinkster Dick that knows. He knows. My son came in here and said, "Dad," or he wanted to tell these people that somebody took his screen name and added a 0 instead of the O on the end, and even snapshotted his emoji and created a fake account and came in during the show, during Dinky's show, and acted like he was me or he was my son. Stevie, we know it was you. Didn't get a chance to check the IP. But we know it was you because that's your MO. That's what you do because you're disgusting. Who does that? My 15-year-old son, who's a badass, by the way, who's got more intelligence in his pinky finger than you got in your entire skinny, ranchy.
Man, if Tanner slapped him, he would knock his head off his shoulders. Tanner's hands are huge.
Tanner's 6'1". He's 15. And my hands, I wear extra large, but my son's hands are like this.
Oh, John, I mean, you've got big hands for your size. I mean, I've worked on a lot of athletes, and you do. You have big hands for your size, but your son's hands, when he made a fist the other day by your head, his fist took up half of your head, dude. You better hope you don't ever make him mad.
He's good. And I've never seen him mad. His whole life, he's never been mad. He's a gentle giant. And they're saying he's going to be 6'7". His uncles on his mom's side, one of them 6'9" and one of them 6'7", and another one's 6'4". And so he's got that gene. He's big. I'm with shoes on, I'm 6 foot. So I'm 5'11" and a quarter. I'm 225 pounds. That kid right now, if I'm not wearing shoes, I feel like I'm a damn midget standing next to him. And Clue said the other day, because I have this ring, I have 7 of these rings, but this is a world championship ring. It's like a Super Bowl ring, right? Do you know how big a Super Bowl ring is? Rachel, you know how big that ring is. So she's like, "Oh, that ring. He must have small hands because it goes down to his knuckles. This freaking Super Bowl ring, dumbass. Just because you're with a lurch doesn't mean, I got big hands, trust me. doesn't mean that I got little hands, because this Super Bowl ring, it's not a Super Bowl ring, it's a world championship ring. But it's just like a Super Bowl ring, y'all. I fiddle around with it because it sits right here. So, clue, there you go. Can you hear this? I'll turn it up for you. Chlamydia. I'm fired up, y'all. Let's see. What's this one say? Laura says, who? They're just doing it to get clicks. Dinky ball dog balls. Is that his channel name? That's strange. No, Laura, it's not Dinky Dog Balls. But what he did was, during a show, he turns his camera around, his dog's asleep on his back, and his dog's testicles, genitalia, are hanging there, and he zooms in on it and says, how y'all like that? Or something like that. How you like that? It was disgusting. Should have. If people would have complained, I would have. I don't do that. Somebody should have complained and got his channel taken down then. But I think I'm going to go ahead and do my complaints because I got all of his videos, and all I got to do is put them together and send them all in at once. Because you want to talk about bullying, that man is bullying, which doesn't bother me.
No, it's like Dinky True Crime or something. But yeah, I call him Dinky Dingleberry Dog Balls because he showed his dog's balls on cam. And he asked Nelly, he goes, do you like that? And I was like, no, he didn't. He's a puppy pedo for real. And I didn't know about the peanut butter sitting there. I didn't even pay attention to the peanut butter.
Yeah, there was a jar of peanut butter sitting there. I think it was Jif. The nutty Jif. Let's see here. What we got? We got a lot of people in chat. We got almost 200 people in here right now on an unannounced show. Man, I like y'all. Let's see here.
Y'all need to get those likes up. Y'all need to get those thumbs up.
Yeah, what we got for likes? I'm not looking at that part.
We don't ever ask for money, but please click that like.
If you guys click that like, it helps with the algorithm. And please, if you haven't subscribed, click subscribe. People think that if you click that, you're going to get bothered or emails. You don't get anything. All you're doing is subscribing to my channel, and that goes into the algorithm and helps us. And then there's a little thumbs up button right down here in the bottom of the screen. If you just, every time you come into the show, just hit that for us because it gets the algorithm out there. And what we want to do is we want to be like when you pull up true crime, we want to get as close to the top as we can. So that's what the algorithm does. It pushes you up through. So, it helps.
And then John's never going to ask anybody for a dime. And hey, if you can't afford to give anything, don't.
Yeah, and you know what?
He wouldn't want you to do that. He really wouldn't want you to do that. He'd never ask you to do that. But if you want to support the channel, you can.
And I'm sorry. I saw some people did donate, and I was so enthralled in my conversation that I missed it, y'all. So hopefully my mods caught it and thanked you very much. I just want to. We got Liz W. She gave a super sticker for $9.99. Thank you so much, Liz, if you're still in here. So mods, if I don't catch that, please thank these people for me. We got a few more in here, but I gotta go way back. I'll hop into chat afterward when I see them, when I pull up my revenue report, and I'll thank you guys in chat. But thank you so much. It's like Rachel said, I'm not going to be the one that's like, oh, I need money. I'll mention it. If y'all want to donate, that's great. It helps me support the channel. I dump money right back into it. It's not like I'm going to take the paint off the walls on the small channel. But, as long as I can pay for the channel, I have fun doing this. And, If you guys appreciate the content and you like what you see and it motivates you and it makes you feel good and you want to help, great. But don't go to a show that spews garbage and goes against everything you have, and just because it's entertaining, I wouldn't give to people like that, because it's wrong.
You know
Those are
what?
the people.
Everybody that's coming in the chat that's wondering why John's not talking about true crime tonight, just read the title. I mean, he's going to talk a little bit about different crimes, but read the title.
Yeah, y'all, I didn't. This wasn't a planned show, but once again, the haters are trying to take me down because I'm having a huge impact on them. I'm hitting them where it hurts. People are unsubscribing not because I'm telling them to, but because I'm putting the facts out there. You know, I've got a creator that's an absolute hypocrite that acts like he cares about kids and this and that when he's got 2 kids that he's denounced. His wife's been called a prostitute. He writes a rap song about her, and he owes $52,000 in back child support. That's T-Rev. So we exposed him because, to be honest with you, he kind of asked for it. If he wants to lie about somebody, he better. I bet you he's regretting that. What do you think, Rachel? You think he's regretting that? I think he's regretting it big time. But he can blame his mods. He can blame Hollis and Regina because they're the ones that brought a lot of heat. Because, if you're going to do that to me. But also people were pissed off at what he did. And to be honest with you, my email was flooded and inundated with those facts. And I just had to run with it because it's a crime. It's a crime. It's an arrestable offense. He should be incarcerated for it. But, sometimes you just kind of got to push things through because the system gets inundated and bogged down. People give up. People that are fighting for justice give up because the system is bogged down. So we just help take that file that was down here, and we put it right here. Bam! Ow, that hurt. Yep, right on top. The person hand pulled it out, hand put it into the system again, and put a priority on it. Because you know what? People from this show were actually calling because I put the case number, I put the name, I put everything on there, and people were calling. Sherry was very motivated at that point, so she started following up. It all came together. And I know you've heard me say it, but for a woman that's got 13, 14-year-old kids with no help, working 3 jobs, she's going to get some much needed help. I mean, could you imagine being able to actually drop one of the jobs that you've been working? I mean, just to have that relief, it's going to be amazing. 2024 is going to be amazing for that family. Sherry, Austin, and Alana.
Dinky, Dingleberry dog balls. Tea bag and peanut butter so the dog can lick it off.
Oh, dinky, dinky, dinky. You know what he doesn't realize is, old dinky boy, an alias is just like your name, just so you know. So when I put dinky in the old database, guess whose real name comes up over there? Old dinky is just an alias. You have someone's real name, and then you have aliases. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, well, we got this guy's name's Dinky. Oh, yeah, this guy's been a major pain in the ass. He can't ever see his children. His children probably don't want to see him anyway because he's a crazy, crazy man. His wife is petrified of him. He beat her. Oh yeah, all kinds of stuff. So yeah, we're good. Lots gonna come out on you, old Mr. Dinkster. But I don't dox here. I do it in a roundabout way. Don't gotta say your name, Dinkster. So, and he says, say my name, say my name, say my name. No, I'm not gonna say your name. Don't need to. You're a loser.
Whoever goes over to Dinky's house, do not eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't do it. Don't be a little fella and don't bring your pets. Oh, what's the worst thing that caught today? Tell you that being able to keep the streets safe is fair. So let's see what old Terry says. Terry Martin says, Detective John, I asked a policewoman in Chicago, what's the worst thing to be a cop today? Told that not being able to keep our streets safe with fear of being the bad person. That's exactly right. That's why I didn't want to be a cop anymore. That's why I chose to go into the private sector. Because it's a thankless job today. And when I left, it was not that bad. It's way worse now. And if you have a son or a daughter or anyone that's wanting to go into law enforcement, I strongly urge you to discourage them from doing it. I'm sorry. If your son wants to go into law enforcement, tell him to be a firefighter. Don't go into law enforcement. Sad, because I loved being in law enforcement until the last few years.
Well, firefighters are in a little bit better shape than police officers. I hate to admit it.
No, they
It is
are,
true.
because guess what?
They have
What?
to carry a lot of heavy shit.
Well, they got a lot of downtime too. I mean, let's face it. If you're a firefighter in Ponce Inlet, where you get paid real good money, you don't have a whole lot of fires. You've got sky rises and hotels over there, but they're all integrated. They're all newer hotels. But if you're in an old rundown dilapidated city like New York or something like that, you guys are humping. Daytona, the firefighters are humping because we have a lot of accidents and special events and stuff like that.
Have you seen those firefighter contests where they go up the ladders and stuff? Lord have mercy. You don't ever see cops doing stuff like that.
My neighbor Jimmy is a firefighter and he wins those. He's won the world, whatever it is. He's a big dude. He's like 6'4" and arms as big as my quads. He wins them. He's known throughout the whole country. His name's Jimmy. He's a firefighter. He's a badass. And he fights MMA. So Amy said, I have friends of all types. I like the raunchy humor, but Cluminati offended me so bad. She was absolutely foul and horrid. Yeah, that's right, Amy. I see on some of those. Yeah, she is. She is absolutely. I mean, her mama must be proud. That's all I'm going to say. She's disgusting. And I tried to give her a shot. Cletus liked the guy. He was reasonable. But when he got drinking, then he tried to be, her protector when I didn't say anything to insult her in the first place right then. And what I heard, I got the email. Somebody said that Dago actually said chlamydiotomy. So I can't wait to go find that. I think they actually timestamped it. He actually must have had a Freudian slip.
Hey, I don't think it has anything to do with the water. I don't think it has anything to do with the water.
No.
Mm-mm.
No. I'm sure you're right.
It's got something to do with inhaling toxic chemicals, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I get it. 100%. She said she was straight up fug. Or what did she say? Something to the fact that she was straight up fug. I believe it. You don't got to convince us, Clue. We don't need a clue. Let's see here. Raleigh Complete Cream says, My son's wanted to be a police officer since he was 3 years old, and it never left him. He's doing personal training weekly and stopping everything to get in shape to be a police officer. Listen, I don't want to be the one. So if this is the only advice that I could tell you, if your son is listening, go to work, answer your calls, and go home. Do not, and I repeat, do not go into the housing projects, go into the high crime areas, and jump out on people and generate arrest. Don't do it. If you want me to give your son any advice, and you can tell him I said this, go to work, answer your calls, do great investigations. Because you're a first responder, you go to a burglary, lift the latents, do everything that a detective would do. Keep your nose clean. Don't get into any self-initiated crime that would wind you up in IAD. And trust me, today he would be all the time. Do very few traffic stops. Don't engage with people and argue with them. That way he can slide his way into CID and do investigations, wind up in a specialized unit. If he wants to be a cop, please tell him that's what you want to be a cop for. So when you go in and when he goes in for his interview, don't say, because I was on a board. So don't go in there and say, I've always wanted to be a cop since I was 3 years old. That will not get him hired. Quite the contrary. Think about what he's saying. Say something like, you know, I've always been interested in helping people in my community. And, you know, I would like to make a difference. You know, I believe in the justice system, and I believe that, you know, I would be well served to be out there helping my community. Don't ever say I've always wanted to be a cop, because if you always wanted to be a cop, they're going to point at other factors and say there might be something wrong. So please tell them, don't say that. You know, they'll ask you questions like one of my favorite was, hey, you and your partner go into a 7-Eleven. You grab a bag of chips and a soda. He grabs a bag of chips and a soda, and he just walks out. What do you do? The right answer would be, well, I would pay for the bag of chips and soda for him and say, I got him. And I'd go out to the car and I'd say, hey, did you realize you walked out of there with a bag of chips and soda? Yeah, I'm in there all the time. They just give it to me. No, that's not how it works. Then my ass would go straight to IAD and I would turn him in. I promise you. 100%. That's what he needs to say. Not, oh, well, you know, I don't rat out my buddies. It's not what you say. T-Rev wins. John bought a car over his kids. Yeah, that's what it says in there, that I bought a car. You know why I bought that car? I bought a car because my girlfriend had the only car, because I had a company car. She had a Honda SUV that when I took the next job that I took, it was in sales and I was traveling. I had to travel all over the place, and it was the perfect vehicle. It was a Honda. It was not a brand new car, and I could rag it out. So and this was before I started my business. My plan was to start the business. So I needed to do something in the meantime. So she didn't have, if I used that car, then I would need to buy her a car. So I bought her an Audi TT, a used Audi TT, and that's why it says it in there. But it didn't say I bought it over my kids. I paid cash for it. That was in there because I testified to it. Yeah, I bought her a car. Yeah. What are you driving? Well, I was driving, you know, a company car for many, many years. So I didn't have to have a car. I could drive that car everywhere. It was under what's called lease plan. All I had to do was pay for the mileage when I did my personal stuff, which was next to nothing. When I lost my job, I got my severance. I bought a car for her so I could drive the other car. So Jamie James, JJ, whatever, I hope you're being sarcastic. T-Rev wins this breaking John news. Wow, he bought his girlfriend a car over his kids. Yeah, that's not what happened. Who's 3 Facebook pages? T-Rez, he's got 3 Facebook pages. I've never even looked at his damn Facebook pages. Black Austin said, become a firefighter. You too can lose teeth like Dago. You know what, dude? I think half of what he talks about. I mean, what firefighter goes out, and he says it was years and years and years ago after he was a firefighter, and runs over a fire hose?
Oh,
Who
shit. T-Rev bought his girlfriend a car? Is that what they said?
No,
I
no,
mean,
no, no. No. I bought my girlfriend a car when I lost my job and got my severance. I had a
about to
company car.
say, T-Rev bought his girlfriend a car. Good. She can drive his ass down to the DNA office.
So when I had to modify my support, they asked me what kind of money I'd spent and what I'd spent it on. I said I think it was $12,000 severance. I bought a car. So they were like, "Oh, you bought a car?" Because I was trying to modify. And I said, "Yeah, I had to buy my girlfriend a car because I had to use her SUV. It's better than going out and buying a brand new one." So I bought her a used Audi TT, little convertible red Audi TT. We had it for like 6 years after that. And I drove the Honda. We still have it. It's got 270,000 miles on it. It's a Honda CRV. It's a 2012. And I have a Jeep, and I have 2 work trucks now. I'm about to have a 3rd. So, yeah, that was in that document. You know, the one where it says that I didn't pay child support, which it doesn't. Let's see here. What is this person? It's my moon. Loretta says, that dinky is a numbnuts. He's spiny. You're a very bad yarn little tosser and a posh boy who does not work and just winds up pooey up. She's got to be from over there. Loretta, are you from over there? Because you're saying words that I'm not familiar. Please do tell. Upset your day anymore? Yeah. Yep. He's a tool. Let's see.
Hey, Dinky. How about this little roast session? You like that, don't you? He just killed me when he said that to Nelly. It's like he tried so hard to sound sexy when he did it.
What did he say?
God, when he showed Nelly his dog's balls, he goes, "You like that, don't you?" And he tried to sound as sexy as he possibly could. I about fell out because I was about 3 gummies in when he did it. And I fell out laughing. If y'all could have heard me in this room laughing my ass all the way off, y'all would have cracked up at me.
It was classic.
I mean, there's some people that are sexy, and then there's others that just try just way too hard. And it was so funny. It was so funny. And Nelly was like, "Excuse me?"
I'm still trying to figure out what the peanut butter was for. Do you know? What was that peanut butter for?
Couldn't have been for crackers.
Inquiring minds want to know. Oh my goodness. Amy, you missed the ex-wife on panel. So what did Amy say? Did Amy say? Yeah, Amy. So what happened is, this bomb that they're going to drop on me, saying that I owed child support. So I actually brought my ex-wife on to clarify. Not only did I never owe child support, but I started paying child support when we separated, before we even went to court, before we even did a worksheet, before we even did anything. We separated for, I'm not going to disclose why. It's irrelevant, but we were still friends. So I took care of mines. And she wanted for nothing, needed for nothing. The kids wanted for nothing, needed for nothing. And I still pay for my daughter.
From the looks of Dinky's flat, it doesn't seem very posh to me.
No, he says he lives in a little one bedroom shithole, basically is what he said. That 9 cops had to come in and beat him up in, because he said, it's going to take more than you to take me out of here. He tells the story. This is what an idiot that guy is. And people embrace him. They embrace, not many, mind you. Trust me, you want to see him, just go to my show if you want to see him. Don't go to his show and click on anything of his. So don't give him any clicks. He's a tool. The only supporters he gets is from his little cult. That they're all in this little cult now because I put Clue on the list, which I'm not taking out, by the way. So I put Clue on the list. Now Dinky reaches out to Clue, and then Dago reaches out to Clue. So all these victims, they're all ganging up now, and they've created this little cult. Let's get Detective John week. Let's see what we can dig up on Detective John. Let's see what lies we can tell. That will always be debunked, because I'm a fighter. And I come with facts. You know how stupid they're going to look tomorrow when he does the show that he was supposed to do today? I think he probably caught a little heat from little Mr. Willie, because I let Willie know in my community page, in my chat, I'm going to embarrass him. If he talks smack about me that's not true, I will own your ass, Willie. I promise you. Then, you know what he says? It says, Rachel, I called CPS on him. He's actually telling people this, that I called CPS on him over his daughter and him smoking weed. That's how demented these people are and what liars they are. I can tell you right now.
It is, if CPS was called on him, it probably wasn't done. It was probably done by one of his members that didn't agree with it. It doesn't mean you did it. There's a lot of people that see this shit online, and they might be members, they might be subs, and they're like, whoa, there's a lot of people that, you're not the only one that can report somebody.
How about old AR telling a story the other day that he was, while on parole, he's such a badass that, he has a hard time with his temper, and he tells a story about his wife being in a Walmart and some guy running into the back of her with a shopping cart, and he lost his mind. The police were called, and the police shot him in the leg.
Hey, well, you know what? If I was somebody's bitch in prison for as long as he was, I might have anger issues too.
I swear that he said that. So, and I have that. So I'm planning on using it. But you got a man that's on parole, says he got shot in the leg by the police. No one questions it. He's on parole. There ain't no way that you had that negative engagement with the police and you're on parole. You get shot in the leg, that your ass wasn't violated and back in prison. Sorry, you're a liar, AR, and I'm going to prove it.
Well, no, it's not called liar. It's called being slapped full of shit.
Same thing.
Yeah, I mean, I know, but you can tell that he's a liar and he's a manipulator. Because when he come in here, he kissed your ass and then walked right out of here and dogged you out. That's what AR did. And
Hey, look,
it's the whole toothless crew. We're just waiting on Jules' teeth to fall out so they can all be a part of the Whitaker family. They all share the same haircut.
that's right. That's right. Look what old James J. Johnson says. Pretty sure John just recently paid his ex-wife to say those good things about him because he is now on YouTube. He made it right to her just recently because John's now obsessed with YouTube audience. I posted that for everybody to see it, you dumbass. That was about the most idiotic thing, and it just proves to everyone what you people are all about. Y'all see what this idiot just posted?
Oh, wait a minute. Now you're bribing your ex-wife to come on YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I
That's
made
how
it
they're going
right.
to play it now. Oh,
I made it
God.
right. I
I'm
paid
sorry,
her
but
off.
if somebody abused me and they offered to pay me to say you didn't, I would tell you to go straight to hell.
And I promise you
would.
that Lynn, if I did her wrong, she would own my ass. She doesn't play. I promise you. And she worked for an attorney for a long time. So that would have not helped me. So James, whatever your name is, I'm going to have to say bye-bye to you, buddy. Bye-bye. Because, I'll let you come in here and I'll let you talk. But when you do stuff like that, that's just pure antagonistic BS. And I will ban you. Sorry. That's how I roll. Coco. Let's see what Coco says. Why would anybody go on Tommy's show last night? Y'all know what he did. Oh, yeah, that's right. I got the emails. Yeah.
Mr.
That
I
guy.
fought the air and the air one. I fought
How many
the air
stabs was
and
it?
the air one.
It was like this. I thought he was going to have a heart stroke.
Homeboy was about to have a damn stroke or a COPD attack. I'm not kidding. I thought he was going to have to put his oxygen on, bro.
That show I did where I put that clip in there, y'all, was hilarious.
He stabbed the air 54 times and he almost passed out because of it. And what does he do when he gets done? Fires up another cigarette. I'm like, you go, boy. You go.
Hey, when he comes on Rory's show for, this is when he comes out of the closet to whatever he is, and he bursts onto the scene on that Rory guy's show. And then Rory gets him to talk about drugs, and it's all about drugs, this whole thing. He tells this freaking story. And then they're like, that wasn't Tommy. Well, the whole time you listen to it, what do you hear on all of his shows? His metal lighter going.
Wait a minute, man. This dude, listen, if you ever go to Tommy's show, pay attention to his fingers. If you look at the fingers, his fingers are black, like to the first little knuckle above your fingernail. They are black, like it's from smoking, but you also wonder if he digs in his ass during his off time.
Yeah,
I mean, who knows? Him and Sergeant Friday might have a thing going on. You know what I'm saying? They might be digging in each other's ass.
You're sending food poisoning all the time because he doesn't wash his hands after he wipes his ass. Probably gets food poisoning all the time. I mean, that finger was pretty nasty looking. Dookie finger. Yeah, that's right. We're making fun of him. We're damn sure going to now. I'm going to get even worse, y'all. We'll get even worse because, trust me, they can dish it out. They better be able to take it in.
Yeah, we have Tommy Jude, Captain COPD. We have Dinky Dingleberry Dog Balls. We have Anal Oral on Me, who is also AKA Scooby-Doo. We have Chlamydiotti. Who else?
Hey, Izzy, that what we were just joking about. Dinky.
Clueless Anomaly.
Most firefighters are very good. shape and they're very hygienic. I can promise you that. And they eat really well and they learn how to cook. So any woman that winds up with a firefighter probably doesn't have to cook a meal because them guys can cook. I know my buddy Jimmy can cook about anything. He's like a damn chef.
Hell yeah. And then we got Chet.
Yeah.
80s kids say, well, don't forget Chet.
Yeah,
Can't
Chet.
forget Chet happens, man.
Chet, you know what is
Chet happens about
Shrek,
3 or 4
Shrek
or 5
Chet.
times a day.
Shrek Chet.
Oh, my
Shrek
goodness.
Chet. That's what it is. We have fun. Let's see. Old armchair detect. My groups took down armchair detect. I was part of that, Coco, and raised lots of money for Savannah Watts. The UK channels in Cortland, same stuff channels. Yeah, that guy was a tool, wasn't he, Coco? That armchair detective. Wow. What a POS that dude was. Before I started my show, I was on YouTube on that guy because that guy was absolutely horrible. I couldn't believe it. I wish he was still here when I started my show because that guy would be number 1 on the list. I promise you. Amy says, I hate that Stinky Doo-Doo bashes our legal system when he doesn't even understand it. That's right. And you know, I said that the other night, Amy. He goes, where do you think your legal system came from? No, it didn't. Parts of it. Some of it. But we have our own legal system. Our judges don't wear wigs either. And our form of government is different. So, you know, that's why we got away from that. That's why we had the war. I'm sorry. Well, dinky do. The armchair detective. I know people all watched him. He just repeated himself over and over. Yep, he did. Balls Marcos. Yeah, I've talked about this before. Would I ever be a cop again? If I could go back and be a cop again back then, yeah. Now, no.
Being a cop is just extremely dangerous these days.
I've been shot at 9 times.
Maybe if John could be a detective or wear a suit like he used to, but no, just a beat cop? Hell no. Those days.
Here's the deal. A lot of times you get rotated out because of diversity. So, and I was in, if I had to do it all over again, I would have not gone into narcotics. Narcotics is like the esprit. It's like the highest echelon that you could get in. It's over homicide. Narcotics that's where you want to be.
Well, I'm gonna jump off of here, John, because I gotta go do dishes.
All right, don't play with knives.
Hey, but I mean, I'm still gonna be in the room and stuff. I'm just gonna be doing dishes.
Yeah, I'm only gonna go a little bit longer. I'm tired. I got a big day tomorrow. So thank you, Rachel. That's Rachel. She's my badass mod. I put her up against anyone, and she will flat out. Clue. If you ever want to come on, go up against Rachel or go up against J-Lord. They'll both own your dumbass. I promise you. They will own your dumbass. Now, on the cursing department, I put Rachel up against you because I know she can drop them too. But, you know, at least they'll be strung together correctly. You, on the other hand, can't string together a sentence. I know you'll talk about me tomorrow. I'll be looking forward to hearing it. Potty mouth. Black Austin says, damn, Rachel, you going to say you got to take the garbage out next? That chick don't need a man. She don't need a man. She's got it going on. She's got it going on. So if anybody wants to come up, I'm going to throw it up here one more time. It's working now. So there it is. This is the last chance, last call. I just wanted to do a couple hours tonight. So if anyone wants to come on, feel free to come on in and talk about whatever you want to talk about, because this was not a planned show. It's not really a true crime night. We're talking about some crime. We're talking about a guy that, you know, has been ripping his wife and kids off for a long time to the sum of $52,000. That's going to be handed his ass very soon. And I will keep you all posted, and I'll let you know when that goes down. So everybody will know when old T-Rev has to pay the piper or he gets hooked up. We'll all know. It's public information. I can divulge that. So it's all public information. All right, here we got another smart ass. Phantom of the community. I will be contacting your ex-wife and personally offering her $6,000 to tell the truth about you. Later, John. Sleep tight. Why don't you go ahead and do that? Go ahead. Contact her. She'll tell you where to go. She doesn't need $6,000. She doesn't need the money. Nice try. Hey, Phantom, did you hear this? I'll turn it up for you. Bye-bye, hater. Go on to your loser shows. Go on to your scammers. Go on to your frauds. Is that the most intelligent thing you can think? But again, I want y'all to read this. I'm going to read it for you again. Hey, I will be contacting your ex-wife and personally offer her $6,000 to tell you the truth about you. Later, John. Sleep tight. Go for it, bro. All right, now you're probably a woman. I think you're a woman. Oh, wait. Rachel's back. Rachel, did you see that last one?
Hell yeah, you know that's rock chalk. She's the only one that brags about slanging money at people.
Yeah, and you know what? I got old rock chalk.
That is rock chalk.
I got all of her info. She wants to play that game. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and do what I should have done like a month ago. Rock chalk.
Hey, rock chalk, go drive your RV off a cliff, you piece of shit.
Yeah, the one that's wrapped in marijuana leaves. So yeah, because she's banned. So you're probably right. I think it is rock chalk, because that's the best you got, rock chalk. But you know what? You were no U.S. Marshal. Neither was your husband. So you know how I know that? Because I know. And you know what else I know? Anyone that would say that she's been smoking weed since she was 12 years old, I damn sure promise you were never a U.S. Marshal or anything to do with the state job or anything like that, especially a law enforcement job, because you're randomed. And if you're smoking weed since you're 12 years old, you'd have been popped. You would never make it. So bye-bye, rock chalk. Eat your heart out. Oh, here you go. Does this make you happy? You got COPD too. Because you smoke 52,000 cigarettes a year, I bet. That's what you sound like. Trash. More trash. Talking smack. That house, one of those houses you got, that's a shithole. You a slumlord? Disgusting. You are disgusting. Let's see. We're going to do a couple more here. I'm going to read a couple more. Wow. There's a lot of people in here, y'all. We got almost 200 people in here still. Terry Martin, you want to tell me how to contact Ted J? I'm trustworthy. I need to ask a couple. What do you need? Let's see here. Can you tell your mom to tell me how to get in contact with Dr. J? I'm trustworthy. I just need a couple of questions. Might be helpful with a couple of important questions. Sure, Terry. It's Detective John 68. I'll put it in here. There's my email. Detective John 68 at Gmail. Yeah, dig out Rock Chalk's criminal history. You know what? I try not to fly dirty on her because I actually felt sad for the old bag. Because she sounds like somebody's taken a knife and scraped her entire vocal cords. She gives out so much damn money. She looks like an absolute idiot because she's got no friends. So she tries to buy these creators like she did Dago. They got into a spat. Then she runs over to another creator that's an absolute idiot. And she thinks that guy is going to actually, he's like a hitman. And he's going to take care of old Detective John. Big mistake. He's got like, I don't know, 26 views a day. Nothing. He gets on there and he's an absolute tool. So she thinks that guy, so she's sending him, she had him send him like $200 and within an hour one day. Does your husband know you blow all this money? So that was an epic failure. Then she tries to run back to Dago. Dago kicks her to the curb, doesn't make her a mod again. Now she's over on Dinky's channel. So she's like a freaking tramp of YouTube. She's all over the place. Oh, Truth's back. What do you got to say about old Raunchy Chalk?
Hang on a second.
You got a nickname.
No, Did I tell you about when I commented on Stevie's page and gotten a... Yeah, I sent you guys screenshots of all of that. Of when I got in an argument on Stevie's page with Rock Chalk. And I said, hey, I tell you what. I said, I'll meet you at any gym you want to meet at that has a ring or a cage. We'll put on the 4-ounce gloves and we can go toe to toe. And she said, oh, my son's an MMA fighter, so you don't want to do that. I said, your son can fight. That doesn't mean you can. And from the sound of your voice and from the sound of your lungs, you're not going to last 35 seconds.
And she also says in another show,
I said, so you can bet your whole bank account on it. I'll meet you anywhere in the country. I swear I will meet you anywhere in the country. But
Rach, did you miss the part where she starts saying that again? And then she gets called out. Well, he's not really my son. Because they're like, all right, what's your son's name? Well, he's not really my son, and I don't want to dox his name. Now, if your son's an MMA fighter, why wouldn't you say his name? Why would you worry about your son being doxxed if he's an MMA fighter? You want to promote him as a fighter, correct? Yeah. So she got caught in a lie, got called out. It was hilarious. Hilarious. Are you still doing dishes?
No, I'm not. I'm no longer doing dishes. It was a quick wash. I don't let that shit get crusty. I got to get that shit cleaned up. I'm weird.
Let's see. Coco said, even the content creators gave me a special shout out saying I was ruthless and have his respect. I smoke my weed too. I don't care about anybody that smoke weed. I promise you, I don't.
Oh, but no, he don't care. I promise you.
I got Rachel on here. Rachel's gummy bear queen. She smokes some weed. I grew up with it. My stepdad rolled. I've never rolled a joint in my life, but I can because I watch my stepdad do it every day right next to me. I smoke my weed too, John, and never touch alcohol or meds. Some folk can't. You're right. They can't. I don't care about weed. I'm glad that they legalized weed. I really am.
I wish they would legalize it in Alabama.
I bet you wouldn't be stuffing a bowl and smoking in front of your 6, 7, 8-year-old kid, though, would you? I guarantee you wouldn't do that, Coco.
Not only that, I mean, he'll knock the bottom out of that bong and cough.
Yeah. That's right. Nick Knack, it's not about doing marijuana. It's about being high all the time. And that guy, I had the show. That's why I kept it. That's why I record everything where he goes, I'm just stuffing a bowl. I don't give a shit. Where's your kid? I mean, somebody that was that damn high could barely even articulate a sentence. Where's your kid? Why don't you tell us,
I
bud?
take just enough to make me giggly and knock the edge off my anxiety. I don't
It makes you
overdo it.
witty. I think you become more witty.
No, it calms my anxiety down where I'm not so. Yeah.
Right? Right? You know what's funny is when I broke my coccyx, my tailbone, Rach, I was in so, and I won't take C2s. I won't take them. So when people tell you, why would you do that? Why would you be in so much? I just won't take them. They constipate me. If my body, I can't handle it. So we were at it's a new mall in Daytona. It's like a pavilion. It's one of those open malls. And we were shopping. This was 2 years ago. And we're shopping and I'm in a lot of pain. And there's one of those THC shops that sell the liquid drops, right?
The tinctures.
Yeah. So I was complaining, my son, I was complaining online and this guy overheard me. He says, man, I'm telling you, you need to just go try it. And I just had a cop, one of my buddies, his name was Randy, and I told him how much pain I was in. And he goes, John, you need to get some THC. And I'm like, man, dude, I just can't. I can't do it. He says, but it's legal. I said, yeah, man, I just can't do it, bro. I just can't. So I was there at the mall and I was so freaking in so much pain. I'm like, F it. So I walked into that shop. I swear I walked into that shop and I said, sell me on this THC stuff. I said, I'm a former narcotics detective and I've always been against it. I just because I said, I don't care if other people do it. My stepdad did it. But I just had this thing. I've gone my whole life without smoking weed, and I take pride in that. Smoking anything, right? Don't drink. I just never done it. So he starts telling me about it, and then he gives me, where is that bottle? It tasted like absolute shit. But anyway, he says, here. I told him the pain I was in. He puts some under my tongue. He says, come back in a little bit. So I walk out, I go across the way to a jewelry store, and I buy my ex-wife a necklace from her kids, right? So it was a cross. So I'm like, I look at my son Tanner and I'm like, this is not right. There's no way. Rachel, I was in zero pain.
I know.
It had been like 5 minutes at that point, 10 minutes maybe, because they were wrapping the gift for me. That's when I went in. So I walked in, grabbed it, and walked back out. And I'm like, I'm sold. So I go in there and I barter with him. He wanted like $130 for it. I got him down to 90, and I said, I'll be a good customer. I'll be back. But as I walked out, I started walking. It wore off, and like it was gone in like 15 minutes, and it was back. And I'm like, man, I can't stick this stuff on my mouth for every 15 minutes. It tastes like chalk. It was disgusting. So I never even did it. I gave it to my buddy Travis that works for me. I gave it to him. I'm like, here. So I never really gave it a chance, but I did it a couple more times that night, and it didn't last. So, I mean, you'd go through that damn bottle in 3 days. So I don't know what these gummies do, but
Gummies last longer.
oh, here we go. We got I'm in secret chats. John ex-wife will be offered $7,000 tomorrow, 3.5 up front, and another 3.5 in an interview. Hope you all Hope you all that you say, Johnny, the interview is coming. All right,
Hey,
Kramer.
hey, John.
Yeah.
You need to hook up with your ex-wife and let her make that money.
Yeah, make
For
that
real,
money.
yeah. Go ahead. Go
I'll
ahead. Tell her
split
to sling shit as far as she can
No,
sling it.
I say, take it all away.
That's
But you
10
gotta write.
grand, man. Go sling
Yeah.
shit as far as you can sling it, girl. Get paid. I would. I
I'm gonna
would.
leave this one up, Kramer. I'm gonna leave this one up. I'm
I
not
would
even gonna
tell her
you.
to sling shit as far as she can sling it, and we'd half that.
Yeah.
These people are stupid.
The desperation is just so unbelievable. They are so desperate. I mean, think about that for a minute. You pull up a divorce, which isn't criminal. It's a divorce. It's civil. You pull up a divorce, y'all. That's what people are. That's how desperate they are to get rid of old Detective John. They're going to look up my divorce. That's pretty insane, y'all. And it just bit them in the ass again because the alleged victim was on the show. Oh wait. Watch people say that wasn't her. It was a paid actress. We need to start a rumor about John. Liz says, yeah. Liz is being sarcastic because she's one of our fans. Exactly. That's how desperate they are. That's why.
Hey, John.
Yeah.
Me and you could fake up like a little online fight, and then I could run to these other channels, and they'd think I have a goods on you, and they could donate. They could send all that money to my Cash App, and we'll split it.
Hell yeah. Let's do it. Hey, after the show.
You know I need a new phone. I mean, come on, help a girl out.
We'll get you a new iPhone 15, baby.
Hey, you could get Tanner some new mods for his car. It'd be real cool.
I'm not gonna mod his car up. I got some Nismo wheels for it. You want to hear something crazy? When I bought the car 2 years ago when he was 13, because I just couldn't pass it up. I mean, it was one owner. I knew the lady, and that's like one of my son's dream cars. And so I bought the car, brought it in, and we just started doing it doesn't need anything. I mean, the car is garage kept, one owner. It's beautiful. It's slate gray or pewter gray. And it's a 6-speed. It's a cool car, and it was totally stock, had stock wheels. So he likes the Nismo. So I kid you not, just for shits and giggles, I got on Facebook Marketplace and I just put in 350Z Nismo wheels or 370Z. It didn't matter. And bam, not freaking 15 minutes earlier, a guy just posted Nismo wheels 4 miles up the road. We went and picked them up. I bought these Nismo wheels. I paid like $600 for them with tires. He wrecked his car, and they'd just been sitting there, and he was getting ready to move. He's an Embry-Riddle student, a pilot, and they'd just been sitting there for like 2-3 years, he said. He totally forgot about them. He wanted $800, offered him $600. So that 350's got Nismo wheels on it. Badass looking. They're black. Willow said that John said at the beginning the trolls were out and they were going to be bad, and they were. Wasn't I right? I mean, not even 2 minutes into me posting before the show even started, I said the trolls were going to be out because they were so counting on this bomb being dropped. It was this bomb. But you know what, Dinky? This is how stupid you are. This is how stupid you are, Dinky. You announce that you're going to have a show about me, and then you announce that you have a personal issue, a family emergency, and you can't have the show tonight, but tomorrow you're going to have the show. And then you actually post part of what you're going to say tomorrow. I was already prepared to do this, but He just gave me more time. See, it's called element of surprise, dumbass. You know, like when I drop the bomb on you and Willie, I'm not going to announce it. It's just going to come. And Rock Chalk, it's just going to come. It's going to be nasty as hell. I promise you.
Hey,
And
the only reason that Willie is online is because there's a bunch of lonely women that think Willie's cute for some reason.
really?
I mean, yeah, I've
Has he
seen him. I've seen him boost his ego in chat and stuff. Like, I don't see it. I really don't. I mean, I'm sure he's cute to somebody, but
Yeah, he's a pretty skinny, railed up dude.
he does look
Looks
like a
like
little weasel. You know, that little
he's a
weasel.
little.
You know that little
Hey,
weasel on Foghorn Leghorn that goes yeah, 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 all the time.
yeah,
Yeah,
right.
that's
Yeah, yeah,
him.
yeah. The little rat. The little rat.
It's a weasel. He's a weasel. That's what
He's
he
a
is.
weasel. He's a weasel. Yeah, you're right. He's a weasel. Yeah, you're right. He reminds me of that, actually. Yeah, 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 yeah. You know what? I can't say it. I can't say it, but you know what he looks like? Looks like he, is a meth addict. Oh wait, did I say that? I'm
To me, he looks like
sure,
a dude that would
but
be on.
he looks like a meth addict, or was a meth addict,
He looks
or
like a dude that would be on Backpage or on Grinder selling ass. That's what he looks like
yeah,
to
he
me.
does. That's what he
He looks
looks
like
like.
one of those hustler boys that pretends he's straight, but you know,
Willie the Weasel.
behind
That
closed
was
doors, he's meeting men at hotels and shit. That's what he
Chris.
looks like to me, man.
Chris, are you selling yourself online? Just asking for a friend. Got to support that habit that you once had that you may not have anymore. I don't know. It's just speculation. I don't know. It's just what I heard somewhere. Somebody sent me something. I don't know. Pretty good stuff, though. You're going to look pretty stupid, bro. Keep running that gator. I don't think it's worth it. You think it's worth it? You think it's worth coming onto YouTube and starting a bunch of shit with somebody you don't even know? Get you exposed? Maybe, I mean, you said Department of Children and Families came to your house. It wasn't from me. So you must have ran your gator to somebody and pissed somebody off. It might have been the person that sent me stuff on you that happens to know a lot about you. That's pretty damning shit.
Willie looks like one of those straight guys.
What actually happened to baby mama? You want to tell everybody what actually happened to baby mama? And what you actually did to baby mama? You want to tell that story? Why don't you be transparent and tell the truth? Don't come out here and spin some backstroke and cover up story, old Willie boy. Because I know some details that when you come out and tell your story, I'm going to contradict everything you say. I promise you. So really, is it worth it? Is it worth telling lies on somebody to jump on and try and get clicks for your own channel? Because that's what you're doing. You're a little whore is what you are. You're a little whore like all the rest of the little bitches.
What happened to Willie's old lady? Did she finally question him about the skids in his drawers from coming home from gay meetups or something?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what happened. I can't divulge that information. That would be.
He looks like the type of dude that you would catch at like 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning at the 24-hour gay club because he struck out at the straight club. That's what he looks like.
Amy said, and I thought it was $6,000. It went up from 1,500 in 10 minutes. Yeah, they don't, they're walking contradictions, Amy. Let's see. She was on here earlier. Who was on here?
That was either Rock Chalk or it was Willie or it was Dinky because they're so screwed in the head. Because they're so screwed in the head, they can't even remember what the offer was from name to name when they're switching names.
Are you talking about a 350 Texas? It's a 03 Um, I forget which model it is. It's not the highest model as far as options. Doesn't have leather, but it's got everything else.
Well,
his ex-wife.
in Florida, a lot of people in Florida don't like having leather seats because their car stays too hot.
No, I love the seats that are in it. And I got neoprene. He doesn't know it yet, but I got neoprene covers for it.
You
And the
sit
seats
on
are
some hot leather seats in Florida in August and watch how your legs catch on fire if your shorts are short enough. Leather seats ain't no joke in Florida. They will burn your ass up.
What is this? Is that sins or shins? Her shins, as in double, probably has thicker stubble than yours does. He meant shins. Did you see that? What Tainted said?
Hey, you know what, Lord? Hey, you know what? Have you ever watched Pee Wee Herman's Big Adventure?
Yeah.
Okay, you remember Large
God rest his
Marge?
soul. Yeah.
You remember Large Marge? Okay, that
Yeah.
every
That's what
time
she
I see
sounds
rock,
like.
yes, that's rock
That's what
chalk.
she does sound.
It's rock
She always
chalk all
sounds
day
like-
long. Large Marge.
And the Simpsons. What's her face from the Simpsons? She sounds like Marge. Is it what's one? The sister from the Simpsons. That's what she sounds like. I always thought that too. John's ex-wife was on earlier. Now they're claiming she lied for John, etc. I called it. I said they would do that. Are they actually, Steph, are they actually saying that except in here? Are they saying it on some other show? It's going to be epic. You watch. Anybody that would come in and listen to this show and then believe any of that crap that they're spewing, you're an idiot. Absolute 100% not smart. You are trash and you live in the gutter and you have the brains of a little mouse. You have no gray matter capacity if you buy that crap. That was the mother of my children right here. They all came on together. She was at home. She just got back from a date. My kids are here. If you think that was all some, ruse and some fake event, you're about as dumb as they can get.
Kramer, no soup for you. No soup for you, Kramer.
No soup for you. Hey, I get screenshots from all your group chats. Really, Kramer? That's awesome. My group chats are freaking great. We have fun, don't we, Rachel? I guarantee you we don't talk about anything that
We have a good
would
time.
interest anyone.
And obviously it hurts your
We don't
feelings
talk
a little
about
bit,
the
or
show,
your
really.
ass wouldn't be here. If it
Yeah,
didn't
Kramer.
bother them, they wouldn't be here.
Now that's kind of weird. What is this on the end here? Are those turtles?
Those are rats. He says
Are they rats?
they're saying you're a rat. We're rats.
Yeah, we're rats. Actually, you know what's funny? I actually have mouses, some mouses that were coming in my garage because we live kind of in the woods. So I just bought I bought the sound things. I bought a big one.
You had
'Cause I
some
don't want-
mice. You had
Yeah, I
some
don't
mice or some mouses.
Some mice, some mouses,
Some mices.
some mice. Yeah, I got mice. I got mices.
Did you name them Kramer, Dingleberry dog balls, anal oral on me, and
Yeah, I got
Clueless
some. I
and
got
all of
some
me?
mice. I got some mice, and I'm gonna get some PVC, and I'm gonna box them up, and I'm gonna send them to anal. You're on me, or whatever.
Anal oral on me.
Yeah, and a gerbil too.
Hey, and while you're at it, send Scooby Doo some newspapers so she can shit on them some more. Her going through PCAs and law documents is absolutely hilarious.
Oh
I
my
can't
God!
tell you how many times I eat gummies and go in there just to laugh at her stupid ass.
Did she block you?
No, I'm gonna still go in there and watch her bullshit.
But you're not able to comment.
No, I don't. I mean, I don't comment in there. I can't be saying
Would
she
block
hides
you in
me.
0.2 seconds. As soon as I went in there, man, I got 2 words in and I was blocked because I said, "Hey, why don't you bring me on?" And then what was funny is, she could still see my comments.
Oh
And
yeah, I
I'm
know they
roasting-
can too.
I'm roasting her ass, and she's reading them, and I can see when she's reading them, kind of like what Dago did. And
Her
she's like,
whole facial expression changes.
yeah,
when
she
reads
went
them.
from happy, and she's reading my shit. I said, I'm gonna own your ass, Lana. I have everything on you. The person you just doxed is gonna sue you, and I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna own your ass. And she shut the show down.
Hey,
Abruptly shut it down. I gotta go.
I want to go ahead and tell everybody this right quick. If you haven't done it yet, go to Checkmate Humanity's channel
Yep.
and watch all of her videos on Lana and Truth and Transparency. Go watch it. Go watch it.
She don't want to talk about that, does she?
And then when you get done, if you subscribe to that piece of work, unsubscribe from her. I mean, she doesn't deserve any subscribers. She really doesn't.
Yeah, unsubscribe if you feel like we do. We're not telling anybody to unsubscribe because we're telling them, but if you feel like we do,
if after you watch it and you get some clarity about who she is and what she is, you might want to unsubscribe to her. That's what I'm gonna say. The only reason I'm subscribed to her is because I like to get stoned and go into her room, because you can get stoned and go in there and still feel like the smartest person in the room. Yeah, but she was talking that 2 people did the Idaho 4 stuff, and I posted the links to the studies about forensic radiology and how they can tell it was one person and one weapon and what type of weapon and all that. I could tell she was reading it, and you could see her get red from her neck all the way up her face.
Hey,
I was hidden real quick.
You want to hear something even funnier? The other night, she comes on to I think it was Clue's show. She comes on and I'm in there and I'm roasting her ass, right? And she says something like, "I've talked to her. Have you?" So she's saying that the lady that she doxed, the lady that's really pissed, that she's actually talked to her. That's what the lady that filed the complaint that she doxed. She's actually telling people that she talked to her.
I'm pretty sure when Vargas found out the DNA lady that was in the with the Brian Koberger case, the genealogy lady, right? I'm sure when she found out who Lana was, I highly doubt she'll ever be back on her show again. She should have done a little investigation before she went on her show.
Yeah, but you know what? She's the Clue Minotti of genealogy. That chick was a dirtbag. There is no way if she gets called back, because doing that show, she's a hostile witness at this point, pretty much. She says, "Oh, I'm not allowed to say this, not allowed to say that," but you don't do that.
She should have done a little investigation about who she is, because there, when I first started going to Lana's channel, when I was new to this YouTube online crime, and see, this Idaho 4 case got my attention because I figured it was a serial killer type deal, and I'm into serial killers. I've been reading about serial killers since Jeffrey Dahmer was arrested. You had to buy books to read about them because not everybody had a computer. So that's why I started. And then, the more I paid attention to her, I was like, this bitch is crazy. She is stupid. Absolutely stupid.
So let me address this one.
Oh.
At Kramer, she said, "So I'm confused about your statement. Do you sit around and hate watch other content for the sole reason of taking screenshots for gotcha moment. Are you 12? Hey, Kramer, why would you even need to take a screenshot? I'm not a coward. I'm not gonna delete my stuff. This show will stay up forever. So why don't you just click the link and send it to them and timestamp it? That's all you need to do.
They can watch this whole show. I care
Yeah.
less. I don't care if people make fun of me. I don't give a shit. I'll roast with the best of them. You know, after you've faced 2 psychopaths in your life, there's not too much that bothers you unless it's violence. And I don't think any of them have the balls. I really don't. You know, there's an old saying, you know, where people warn about messing with the butcher's daughter, and believe me, it's not because the butcher's a badass.
Oh, so now Kramer's trying to say that we have a rat amongst us. Hey, that little game doesn't work with me, Kramer. You know what? Because there's nothing that we say in our chat. Actually, our chat's 90%.
There's nothing we say in our group chats that we don't say in here. So
Yeah,
the joke's on
we
you,
don't even
Kramer.
We don't even really talk about the damn show. We're just talking about everyday shit in our chats. We're just having fun with each other. So whatever you think you got, go for it,
We
bro.
laugh and tell each other where to go to watch the most outlandish bullshit YouTube creators can come up with. That's what we do. And we laugh. We laugh about you guys behind your back too. This is not just
what this person is trying to do is trying to they think that we're stupid. They really do. Think that they can put this little subliminal out there and other people believe that I got a rat amongst our organization. I promise you, there's no rats in here. Zero. Everybody that's on this team loves being on this team. And I'm not just saying that. It's absolutely fun for them. We have a great time. They don't want to be anywhere else. And if they do, they can be wherever they want. They can go to mod on another show. You'll never hear John say, I need you to sign this NDA and this non-compete and this and that, like this certain other little weasel creator tried to make her mods do. Absolutely tried to make them sign. Yeah, I need you to sign this if you want to be a mod. Give me a break. What do you think this is, like freaking a government?
No, wait a minute. No, this is Lana.
Business.
This is where, you know, mods have got to come off some skin to be a mod, I guess. Didn't she send out somebody's little porn clip?
Yeah, it was a vagina.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. It was what's her face that sued her.
Yeah, hey y'all, I'm serious. Don't send anything personal to Lana because she will sling that shit to the rooftops if she gets mad at you. She's one of those. You know, even when I get mad at somebody, I don't disclose their personal business. But no, it's not with her.
She's nasty.
She's bad nasty.
I'm waiting for old Lana so we can butt heads.
And I don't mean being crude or being a perv. I mean just being just an all-out shitty person.
She is horrible. Dago and her, I mean not Dago, but what's his face? God, I'm getting tired. You look lovely today. What's his face? Shrek.
Chet.
Those two are neck and neck.
Oh, Chet just looks like his sales have been just let down because he's coming to the realization that Brian's guilty as hell. and all of the shit that he said, all the videos he made, he knows it's going to come back and kick
Hey,
him
he's
in the
hoping
ass.
this drags out for 2 more years. That's what he's hoping.
It's not going to, because
That's all he talks about.
most, not all, but most death penalty cases are concluded within 24 months of arrest. So no, it's not going to go for 2 or 3 years. I mean, it's gonna happen when they say it's gonna happen, because they want this over with.
I know, Teresa. Mice is mice. I don't talk about mice often, so I'm tired. I'm getting my balls busted because I said mices.
Mices, mices.
Mices,
Mouses.
mices,
Mouses,
mouses. I meant to say mouses. Did I say, what did I say? Mouses?
You said mouses.
Mouses is mice.
Well, I'm off of here really this time, so I'm gonna be in chat.
All right. Hey, Liz, I bought the peppermint spray today, actually. And it comes in a spray can. And I sprayed it around the perimeter. So peppermint, and I bought the sound. I bought the big sound one. It was like $49. And I have a classic car in the garage that's covered. And I just don't want them to get into that. So I put that on there and then sprayed that peppermint stuff all around the perimeter. So, you know, I haven't had to deal with rats or mice too often in my life. So, but I'm kind of out in the woods and it's getting cold. Last year they got into my building out back, but those were rats. You know, we have farms out here, and I had chickens and everything else. And I don't have chickens anymore, but my neighbor has horses. So, of course, we got the rodents. Sportsy says they're jealous of DJ and his team that 100% backs him. That's right, Sportsy. Sportsy's on the team. Hey, Sportsy, we got a rat, according to old Kramer. Are you the rat, Sportsy? I'm sorry, that's way on up there. It's been a while. I'm way behind on chat, y'all. Hey, yeah, him having T-Rev's ex-wife is fine. You're damn right it's fine. You're damn right it's fine. Why isn't it, Kramer? Why isn't it when the man comes on in front of thousands of people and calls her a prostitute and denounces his own children and writes a rap song about her? How's that not okay for me to call her or have her on the show to expose him for what he really is? Because he's got all these people fooled. They're all fooled. You know how many women that are single are on that show? If they would support him after hearing what he said, shame on them. Shame on you. Should denounce him. I've got plenty that have said, you know, and I've said, if you agree with that, and you agree with what we stand for, you know, do the right thing. And you know what? Everyone, I'm going to tell you right now, if you think Jennifer Coffendorfer knows about that stuff, because he actually delayed putting the show out when he had Jennifer Coffendorfer on there, and he's trying to hide that stuff from her. But I guarantee you that if Jennifer Coffendorfer, why don't everybody just go ahead and send old Jennifer Coffendorfer an email and tell her exactly who? I haven't done it. I figured I just let the audience do it. But, you know, go ahead and send old Jennifer an email, because I'm sure he's probably already reached out to her and trying to save face. I made some mistakes in my life, and yeah, I do owe child support, and I'm trying to I'm going to make it right. You know, I just don't want you to think I'm a horrible person. I'm sure he's done something like that already to try and do that preemptive strike. But I promise you, that old JK doesn't really know about it, because something tells me that she probably wouldn't be paying him too much attention. Kind of embarrassing for a woman of her background and integrity to be paying any attention to somebody like that. That's just my opinion, though. You know, I don't know. I wouldn't be. You know, when I found out about it, I was pretty disgusted back then. And then he was able to try and get the thing that I found deleted off of YouTube. So anyway, let's see what's Coco saying. Clue and her partner won't last long with these fools. She knew something wasn't right about the Cash App thing when Brian and Jay. So something happened with the Cash App thing. So Clue's actually seeing the fraudulent practices. She is, isn't she? I don't think Clue would be okay with that. See, Clue doesn't really. She's like a one-man show with Cletus, and she said the other day that she didn't even have StreamYard. So she might see the light, come to the light. Who knows? You know, but I was very fair and very nice to them. Now I'm pissed because they actually talked shit about me when I was nothing but professional and nice to them. So they can kiss my ass. John Kramer is a coward. They won't go up on the panel. No, they won't, because they're cowards. They hide behind screen names. Kramer, we can't wait. Do it now on panel. You should like the full threatening in chat. Yeah, that's right. They do. Kramer, why is it okay to have her on panel? Because she spoke the truth. Y'all are scared of the truth. Exactly right. Because she exposed T-Rev for what he is. Sherry told the truth. Y'all don't like the truth. Nah, Kramer's not T-Rev. I can promise you that. But he's probably one of his mods. She, he, whatever. Kramer definitely one of the people that sends Dago and Harsh money when they call him beautiful and say they love you. That's right, Jake. Isn't it funny how not smart people can be? And you've heard me say, if you need somebody to go, you look beautiful today. Don't let anyone tell you different. If you got to sit and wait for that, you got big problems. You need to seek psychiatric help. Buy a book. Watch some movies. Watch You've Got Mail or something. Something to make you happy. Let's see. All right, y'all. I'm getting punch drunk. I'm so tired. Been up since 5 o'clock this morning. And I got to get up early tomorrow, too. And I got gout. I've never had gout before. My big toe is killing me. So somebody said something about some cherry something. Drink some cherry drink or something. I don't know. I'm looking into it. But I've never had gout before, and I don't drink. So I don't know if it's something I ate. I don't know what's caused it. But we got to figure it out. No, it's not cranberry juice. It's something cherry. Bitter cherry, something. I forget. Somebody's telling me to do. Yeah, checkmate humanity. She roasts Lana. I love that lady. She's awesome. She should be on like Fox News. I mean, the lady's like freaking well beyond anyone else. She's got video skills. She's like a damn reporter. She's really good. Me, I'm raw and off the cuff. She's like, you know, she doesn't do open panels or anything. She sits down and puts together these videos, and she absolutely roasts Lana, roasts her, brings up her videos in trial, and just destroys. Lana's got to absolutely hate her. Yep, and her husband is a lawyer. Yep, she's a badass. She was really, really good. I think Lana bit off a lot more than she could chew with that one there. Yeah, if you guys want some entertainment, go watch her stuff. If you have any disdain for Lana, if you like Lana, don't go watch it because you'll be really pissed. Because she hands Lana her ass every time. Yeah, biology. It is cherry juice, but it's like bitter cherry juice or something. It's a specific type of cherry juice. I forget what it is. But listen, y'all, it's been real and it's been fun. Albuterol, albuterol will get rid of. I have kidney stones. I'm a chronic stone maker. But albuterol is not for my type of stone. I have calcium oxalate stones. Uric acid stones, yes, but not my type of stone. I wish, but I heard albuterol work for gout. Hopefully, I'll never get it again. Maybe this is just a one-time flare-up. But it's in my elbow too. I mean, my elbow I can't even touch it. It hurts so bad. My grandfather, not my bio grandfather, but he used to get it all the time. He drank though. I don't drink. So I want to send another prayer out to J Lord. I have not heard from J Lord all day today. Her phone is going to voicemail. She had to go into the hospital. She was having some pain in the middle of her back in here, and she was shortness of breath. She was in the pool. I said, get out of the pool right now and get your butt to the hospital. Her husband wasn't there. I don't know how she got there. She said her husband was on the way. So I don't know if she called evac or what she did. But they said that they told her she was having a heart attack. And I asked if they called what's called a STEMI on her. And she said yes. So when you call a STEMI, that's when you go in an ED and they shoot you up for a cardiac cath or whatever they need to do. That's what my fiance does. She works on she does the STEMI alerts on the cardiac cath unit. And so I'm praying. So everyone bow your heads, please, and let's pray for Stacy, and God, please reach out to Stacy and put your hands over Stacy and make sure that she's comfortable right now and whatever's ailing her. Hopefully she did not have a heart attack, but if she did, make sure that your hands are with her and all of the medical staff that are tending to her. And we just want to make sure that you're with her, Lord, and you put your hands on her and heal her and get her back with us where she belongs, and rest first and not worry about getting back to the show. It's not important. I want her to be healthy, and in Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Thank you all on that. We're going to end the show, and I appreciate each and every one of you. For those that donated, thank you very much. Like I said, let's just pay for the show. That's all I care about. I want to have fun, and we do miss Stacy, and Stacy is very, very bright, and I tell you, if I have somebody I don't never heard of, I can tell Stacy and she will know it. She's like a damn encyclopedia. She knows everyone in this community, and she works all day with her husband. They have a business. They ride around together, so she probably listens to it on the phone. I don't know what she does, but she knows everybody. She's amazing. So she couldn't believe it. She says, I take care of my heart. I said, that's got nothing to do with it, Stacy. You know, I mean, my next door neighbor runs marathons, has been for 30 years, and he just had a massive coronary. It's a lot to do with genetics, you know, diet, things like that. I had a stroke. My blood pressure is 128 over 71, I think. It wasn't really even high. And you know, I had a thank you, privilege. Thank you very much. So, and I play ball. I'm an athlete. I work hard. I exercise. I came home. I had a headache in the back of my head. Went to sleep. Couldn't sleep. Woke up. My whole left arm felt like I hit my funny bone. So y'all, if you ever feel like, you know, you got hit in the arm, like your funny bone, and you have a headache, which is what I had, and then all of a sudden it tingles and goes away and tingles. Mine just went like this, went up my arm, and I'm like, damn. And then it came up my lat like this, and went up my neck and came across my face like a wave of numbness. And then you could draw a line right down the middle of my body. And my whole left side went like little needles going through it, and I passed out. I had a TIA. I had luckily Rita was here because that's what she does. When I woke up, I don't know if I was out 20 seconds. I don't know if I was out 10. I don't know how long I was out. All I know is when I woke up, my face was already drooping like this. I couldn't talk. I couldn't walk. I had to hop up on one leg and hobble down the hall out there. And I heard a TV because she has a 92-year-old mother, and she usually leaves here to go take care of her. And she fell asleep watching a movie on Netflix. Thank the Lord. Because I was able to hobble out there to her and fall down on the couch and wake her up. And she's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, I can't talk. She said, you're having a stroke. We got to go. Threw me in the truck. Called the ED, had my gurney out there, and they wheeled me in. They said, hey, we know you're having a TIA. We got to push this medicine now because I don't want to waste time. You're talking about seconds, John. You have seconds. I can push this anti-clot medicine. Do you do blood thinners? You take anything? No, I don't even. She's telling him he doesn't even take an aspirin. And they pushed the medicine, sent me upstairs. I started getting a little feeling back within about 15 minutes. But they kept me for 11 or 12 days. I don't even remember now. My medical bill was $226,000. True story. 226 grand. And I'm self-employed. So I'm going to be paying that for a while. So anyway, if anyone has anything like that, don't play with that. Because you can have many strokes and not even know it. So if you have tingling in your arm, goes and comes, and you haven't had any kind of injury that you would think would cause that, and you're getting my headache was back here, and I don't get headaches. I can count on two hands in my whole life how many times I've had a headache. And I had a really stressful day that day. And I had some stuff going on with my mom that really stressed me out. Still got stuff I'm dealing with her, but you know, it just is what it is. Told Rita I'm going to bed, and I couldn't sleep. 2 o'clock in the morning winds up, and I coach a softball team, so it was on a Friday night, and I got to coach Saturday morning. I got to drive 40 minutes to coach that team. We got to be there at 7:30, and it was like 2:30 in the morning, and I still wasn't asleep. Still had to unload the truck. I had to load it up with my equipment to coach. So I got frustrated, and I'm like, damn it, John, go to sleep. And I grabbed the pillow. I had one of those long body pillows, and I flipped over on my side because I knew what was going to happen. I was going to fall asleep at like 5, and I got to get up at, 5:30. And when I did that and I spun over, it felt like I hit my elbow, like the funny bone. And sometimes I have my clipboard in bed with me, so I thought maybe I hit that. And that's not what happened. I sat up and I went, damn, because I couldn't see where I hit it. And when I did that, like I said, my arm was numb, and then it went up my lat, came up my neck, went across my face like a wave. And then just like needles going down my whole left side. So I'm very blessed to be here. And yeah, true story. So I've gone from a guy that doesn't even take aspirin to I've got to take BP medicine now, which I really don't have to take because my BP's fine. They still don't know what caused it. I thought I might have AFib. I have right here on my chest. I've got it looks like a thumb drive. It's actually under the skin. See, I'm pushing it up right there. It looks like a thumb drive. It's about this long. And it goes on it's under my skin, and there's an app on my phone, and it sends cardiology stuff to my cardiologist, all my heart rate, and, anything that looks like it might be AFib, it'll send him an alarm, and then he'll call me if that happens. I forgot to tell him I was playing in a softball tournament, and I was in Utah, and he's like, calls me. He says, what's going on? I said, I'm playing in the ball. He says, okay. So that's pretty cool. But I got Rachel's sending me a message, go to bed. What time is it? Yeah, I need to go to bed. So I appreciate you guys. Sorry about the last minute show, but I wanted to actually handle these jerks that are once again trying to spread lies. I was telling my ex-wife about it. I was laughing. She's like, bring me on right now. I said, well, you're going on a date. When I get back from my date, I'll call. She did. So hopefully we quashed any of those lies. So let's see what somebody said real quick about J Lord. It was one of the last people who spoke to J Lord comment section. I was wondering why she didn't reply to me in a comment and found it. Yeah, Dolly. I mean, we're praying. Like I said, she's supposed to call me. I mean, I had to get really firm with her. So good night, Willow. Thank you very much. Good night, Just Dawn. Good night, Dolly. Sportsy, please hit that like button on your way out, everyone. Please like and subscribe. And I appreciate each and every one of you again. I want you to have a great night and a great weekend. We'll do it again real soon. Peace out.